Welcome back to what remains. This is session 46 entitled Railroading. Last session, the group, um, they, you know, murdered a lady. Like,
Not all of us.
it's a lawful
No,
good paladin.
not a single one of us that is here today murdered her.
She fell.
So, anyways, after they murdered that lady, they,
Never
This-
proved that in a court of law.
I mean, I'm just saying,
Correct.
She-Hulk had a whole fucking episode about this kind of thing.
so, me as the dungeon master,
Spoiler.
I could prove that in a court of law since I'm an omniscient, omnipresent, omni-memorizing because of the video thing. But I'm not, it's fine. Your secret is safe with me. The group then organized and met outside of the shrine that leads to a Dread Realm. It is their intent to enter the Dread Realm to find out why one of the splinter cells of death cults, or monikered as death cult, in the city has been sending souls through various way portals into the Dread Realm of a Dreadlord named Hero Rockscale. They have met up with Maluriel, Toka, Saphira, and this new individual, Ruben, who introduces himself as such. I will very quickly just show a picture of him, and then we'll just not talk about it until he gets here. Unfortunately, the player who will be playing him is delayed, but he will be here. So don't anybody get sad. But yeah, we showed him at the end of last session. We'll show him again here. Handsome, dapper chap. And he'll be going with you into the Dread Plane. As it's explained to you, he states that pulls his orb of time, kind of looks to it, says, I won't be with you right away, but I will be with you when you need me. And at that, he allows Saphira to utilize her magic, which, Kel, you recognize is very similar to the kind of shamanic magics of the river merfolk. She seems to be utilizing a more primal magic than clerical or divine. She then pulls her blade, which appears to have a crescent moon shape upon it with a heart instead of a star, similar to the symbol of Alowain. If you're trained in religion, which I believe just Avran, right? Oh, Hezrod. You would know that this symbol is a notif of the dream aspect of life. Most commonly used as a symbol of the Archfey Makema, the Lady of Dreams, or the Dreamweaver. So she lances the sword into the midair space in the archway where you saw the portal before, tears an X in the air, and you watch it kind of causes reality to unfold or kind of flap open like so much tapestry. And she gestures, and she says, be quick about it. I will seal it after you are done. And Maluriel will kind of slap, who is her her main, Avran, right?
Yeah.
Slaps you on the shoulder, and she says, if you are pressed, and you tear that parchment I have given you in half quickly, everyone that came with you through this space will return to the material world. Where exactly, I can't say for certain, but if that isn't necessary and you take a safer method of escape, walking to the barriers of this space into the mists should allow you to walk out of the Dread Realm into the material world, nearby to where an approximation of where you are is, if that makes sense. And Ruben kind of scratches his head, taking it all in. very kind of puzzling himself, but he seems to be paying attention.
Thank you. We will be back.
The tear, you can see that it's the gray mist, as I kind of described, closed off before. But it seems like there is this kind of strange dust floating throughout that has an almost rainbow scintillation kind of going on throughout the mist. And it seems like it's a long tunnel, or like a funnel of just mistiness. And you can see what appears to be kind of like a light at the end of the tunnel. It's very different to the way it looked when it was open before.
Everyone goes in.
Okay. Anyone else?
Phil follows.
I follow very.
Okay.
Oh,
So-
here it goes.
Avran walks in. Hezrod's kind of like looking at all this, kind of shocked and confused, and also like amazed in the way a child seeing a birthday magician doing party tricks is. And then as Avran walks in, he's like standing out front and he's like looking at him, and he watches him like walk in, and then he kind of moves around the side to the back, and he's like looking at the back to see what the back looks like, or where or if he can see Avran from
There-
that side.
There is no back. So you can see, like, if you go around to the other side of the portal, there's nothing. It's just as if it were not there.
Oh, so there's like a point when he's moving around it where there's like
The best
you're
way,
looking at the edge of a 2D object.
yeah, the best way I can describe the whole is it is very much a two-dimensional aspect of reality. It's a entrance that has been cut out of a four-dimensional space in a two-dimensional sense.
Don't worry, buddy. It's not explosive. It's not your thing.
So everybody goes through, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Hezrod brings up the rear.
Oh, sorry, I have to. Oh, hi, Mark. How's your sex life? Okay.
What?
Hi, Mark.
I believe David is in the chat, and he said, "I did not kill her. I did not."
me.
Oh, you're
That's
Dave
me.
Severson. Okay. Wait, I thought you were John.
I have a lot of names.
Yeah, Chad.
That's like the most fucking John thing ever.
Hate you. So Avran, since you went first, and everybody does eventually follow, have you ever been driving in a car at a very like high speed and gone up and kind of over a hill, and that kind of feeling of your stomach kind of like
Yeah.
imagine that sideways, like on a horizontal plane. That's exactly
Gross.
what happens here. And you very
Oh,
quickly see like everything kind of wisp by, but you can actually see outside of the mist cone that you're in. It's complete blackness all around you, with the exception of this silver line that seems to run along like underneath you. And you can see for a moment, just a moment, what appears to be something very large on the silver line. You then hear a noise kind of off in the distance, and you kind of wisp through this mist. But at the very end of it, that feeling is magnified, almost as if it kind of shoots back in the other direction. And you find yourself stepping out, or more or less kind of spilling out and kind of stumbling on your feet, trying to gain your footing, onto what appears to be a balcony. I'll move you into the map.
It's a train. It's not a train.
Unicorns.
As you
Just
move
saw this Reddit.
through the mist,
Ooh, it's a
Um,
train station.
it appears that you are in a very large and opulent looking train station. That is correct. And as each one of you in turn comes through, obviously the Reuben token is not there. You would note that
He's there in spirit.
the sounds of the portalway kind of hum and him, and then it goes quiet.
Okay. Do we see anything or anyone?
So looking around, you can see that there is a massive staircase on the far side There's a number of different points where it looks like luggage is kind of left on luggage carriers. No signs of any living creatures or individuals. On the back wall, there appear to be posters or like markers of some sort of like advertisements towards something. Estella would recognize that they appear to be like playbill covers, so it looks like it's theatrical shenanigans. And Estella would probably recognize the location, as would Soma. This is the Grand Station that resides inside of the city of Nock. It is the kind of underbelly, not all the way under, but underbelly of the court of 10 houses in the center of the city. There are a number of larger trains that kind of run through that haven't really been kind of paid attention to in game because no one's really gone south outside of kind of a easy kind of jaunt.
Mm-hmm.
But the train tracks were mentioned on your first trip up north.
I mean,
Going about.
everyone will start heading down.
Okay. Yeah, and I hope you kind of appreciate the size and scale of it. It is very massive, and as you're kind of
Yeah.
stepping around Avran, you can hear each creak of your half plate. You can hear each footstep on the stone that you're walking on, which appears to be a really nice marble of sorts. Yeah.
Do I sense anything with divine sense?
Okay, so you remember Fiona?
Well, it's not with my eyes. It's either I hear it or I taste it.
Cool. So
Or
yeah,
smell it, sorry.
great. So instead of being blinded, you're deafened.
Oh, cool.
Cool. Yeah,
If it's angelic, it's
not.
the ringing. Okay, so
it's
I-
the scream
it
of
smells
thousands
like
of Gary,
shit.
Indiana residents.
You currently
Yeah.
are standing inside of the plane of death. This is where undead
oh, neat.
spawn from. This is where the dead go in purgatory. So for a few
Nice.
moments, as you're kind of wandering down the stairs, when you sense like it's overwhelming.
Smells like death.
Yeah.
I'm assuming he vomits a little bit.
Cool. Estella, what are you doing? Looks like you're going the other direction for some reason.
I'm just.
Sorry.
ignoring.
No worries. And then Merfolk.
I'll follow behind Avran instead.
Yeah. Especially since we're like heading down the stairs, I guess Hezrod will bring up the rear because he'll be at the highest point in the party and have therefore like maximum viewage.
Viewage.
Vantage.
So he can
That's-
do
that's the word.
Maximum damage.
Avran, as you kind of take to the ground there and kind of step onto the ground floor, you see what appears to be an apparition kind of manifest in front of you. Standing next to the cart, the individual that appears before you is transparent.
Okay.
Very much a spectral being. Appears to be a very older gentleman wearing a cloak, but not like just a simple gaudy cloak. It seems to have a bit of refinement to it. And he is very old, very long of beard and hair, but all decently well manicured. And you can see him kind of reach down, and you see that there's a chain kind of floating in the air on his form, and he pulls out what appears to be an orb of time and looks to it, and then kind of slips it back into his pocket, kind of mutters something under his breath.
Okay.
Murphy, sorry.
Now, an orb of time is that like a watch, but it's a sphere?
For all intents and purposes, an orb of time is a pocket watch.
Special watch. Aaron will just.
I don't care what Avran's doing. I'm asking what the Murfolk are doing.
Oh, sorry. God.
And this is what
I would
on
have
the
followed
stairway?
behind.
Okay.
And as I'm following behind, I reload with silver bullets.
Okay. What'd you say, Hezra?
This is happening on the stairway?
No, it's happening down below on the ground.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Hezra just watches.
You staying up there?
If
Okay.
the he's kind of ready to cast Eldritch Blast if it tries to hurt anybody.
Absolutely fine. Yeah, you would notice that the portal way behind you has kind of stitched itself shut, and you see Averin kind of walking towards the ghost. I believe he was saying he was going to do something before I really cut him off to get what was
Yeah.
going on with everyone else. I assume Soma kind of wandered behind Estella. Is that right, Tom? Okay. All right, Averin.
Well, you're just gonna keep walking, see if the ghosts notice.
Actually, let me check and see what
notice them, and
let me see what John's familiar or beast companion is doing real quick.
do a giant spider thing.
I'm kidding, John. Go
So
ahead.
rude.
I mean, no, everyone's just gonna walk, try to like keep a little bit of a distance, but walk in this ghost's line of sight and see if it reacts to his presence or not.
He looks up at you, confused.
Oop.
He says, "Yes," and his voice kind of seems echoey, but still.
Do you know where we are, apparition?
You arrived somewhere and you didn't intend to arrive here.
Indeed.
Well, so sorry. I don't know how that goes. You must not have your life in order.
Never.
Man, he pegged you from a mile away.
He did.
You
Got
see
me.
him kind of strangely kind of look to you a bit curiously and says, "But a life indeed. You are manifest. You're a real living being.
Yes.
What are you doing here?"
We're here to settle some debts.
But you don't know where you are.
Indeed.
Very strange.
We have a general location, but we do not know exactly where we are.
Well, this is the end of the line.
These are where all the trains go.
This is where all trains come. Correct.
I see.
When it is their time. Unfortunately, mine has yet to arrive. I am being graced with the privilege of riding back out on a train as it exits.
But you rode in here with a bunch of other souls, correct?
I suppose I remember it a bit differently. I was on one train. Don't remember getting off of that one and getting onto the next one. Oh. I don't remember getting onto the next one, but I do remember the same people were on the first train that were on the next. And one of them, maybe two of them, saw what I saw. And when I had the opportunity to explain it to the fellow who runs this place, he was sympathetic, and he understood that it was important that I make my way back out into the world, because I saw something that others didn't even notice. Something very strange, to be sure, and he said that it was very important that if I were to stay here, it would be a waste. I don't know exactly what he meant, I just know what I saw, and I suppose that was interesting enough for him to send me about on my way.
Are you speaking of Lord Hero?
I've never met Lord Hero, but I've heard of him. No, his servant, the train master.
Ah, the fox. Yes?
No, the Fox was the person who, you see him kind of Wait. I do remember getting on the second train now that you mention it. There was a fox person there.
That bitch.
I don't remember their name. But the others, the ones I mentioned that were on the first train, they glowed like you do. You look to your hands and look to everyone else, and no one's glowing.
Well, we're not glowing this time? To us?
Not to you.
Is Hezrod's black hand also glowing?
So if you have any features that are kind of normal to you, those features are still present. Nothing's changed.
He's talking about the Super Saiyan glow that we had the first time.
No, yeah, the Super Saiyan glow is gone.
Oh, wow. Okay. So we sort of, but we're not transparent. So really the only thing so far from what we've seen that separates us from the normal denizens of this place is that they're semi-transparent and we're solid.
This one individual,
Yeah,
this one example, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's only one example so far.
Yeah, that's okay.
He says, no, the train master. But I haven't seen him for some time.
Could you tell us the name?
Oh, sorry, two at once.
You go first.
The train master would be his response to the question regarding his name, and then Tom.
Oh.
What was it that you saw that was so unique?
I saw the world change. I'll explain. I don't mind telling my story. I remember being a devout worshipper of a god. A god whose name I forgot for a moment and thought was a different god. But then I remembered both at the same time. And the gentleman I was speaking with didn't notice what had happened. This moment in time that felt like two me's became one. But the other two did. A half-orc paladin. You see, before the conversation had that strange hiccup, I remember him being a servant of a goddess named Aelith. But after, almost as if in the blink of an eye, his holy symbol changed, and he too understood that Aelith wasn't a god, or at least wasn't anymore. No, instead, he worshipped Alawain, the goddess of life. Which is it for you?
I'm a worshipper of Octavius.
Are you a worshipper of Octavius, the god of law, or are you a worshipper of the god Octavius, the god of law and chaos?
The god of law.
Now you see that right there. That's what I'm talking about. You say the god of law, but do you mean the god of law? And only law?
Yes.
Out of character. No. The god Octavius is the god of law and chaos.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
See, Hezrod.
You don't worship separate gods. You worship the same god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy
That's why Alawain is both life and death.
True.
Even though, like, Lordir worships the life aspect, he's still.
all three of the
like-
Warring Triumvirate are a dichotomy
Right.
within themselves.
Yeah.
But this guy is saying that he is aware of two Octaviuses, one that is both and one that is one.
Mm-hmm.
Deep lore.
So that's
Okay,
this guy has been here for a very long time.
definitely.
Not really, no. If you say that kind of like out loud or hint at that, he says, not really, no. It doesn't feel like very long at all. I was on the train maybe month ago. And I did some talking around here. This place is very ever shifting, though. It's that Lord Hero you had mentioned. He doesn't really seem to have an idea as to what he wants. And he keeps changing it flippantly. Let's say about a 6 day or so ago, he threw the whole thing up into the air. And some of the people that I've talked to have said that there was a large battle up at his castle, but
Nice.
I don't know much regarding that. But
Oh,
as it is, I wait for my opportunity to return out into the world.
and you will return back to the normal or the material plane.
I don't think so, no. I'll probably be moving to that same place where the fox was. And from there, hopefully they'll be able to help me move on to my next place.
Well, we know what train we need to be on.
Are
Yes.
we?
He gestures towards the line 1.
And this will take us to Lord Hero or the world after?
Oh, I don't think you can just hop on.
Oh, yes.
He kind of pulls out a golden ticket, literally like a sheet of gold that's kind of flimsy but still appears to be made out of the precious metal. And when he holds it up, you can see that same signature kind of glow that you saw on you and the others when you were standing at the train station before. And he says,
Does the ticket literally say +1 life?
no.
Okay.
But as he kind of holds it out, he says, I have a ticket. You would require one.
How would we attain such a thing?
Well, you can try and speak to the train master. He might be able to assist you. I know Hero would probably be able to grant you such a ticket if you are in his graces, but I came about mine through conversation. It might serve you. But you said you had business here. Why would you want to leave?
Indeed. Maybe for after we're done concluding that business, we may be able to get a ticket.
Well, good luck to you in whatever your endeavors.
As you. May you pass on peacefully.
Can you do me a favor?
Indeed.
If you ever see the Holy Knight, Brooklyn, that I spoke of, tell him the old man in the train got where he needed to go.
Okay.
All right.
He sounds like a good boy.
Real quick. Where
Good as the boys.
Yeah.
Go ahead, John.
Where would we see the train master?
Somewhere about here. Again, I haven't seen him for a while, so I don't know exactly where.
Do you know how long a while is?
Less than a month. But
all right.
I can't say for certain. Unfortunately, the clock is, he kind of gestures up towards the stairs and kind of shifts to the left a little bit, like he's pointing up to the stair on the left.
Yep.
Do you remember what day you originally departed?
Oh, couldn't say for certain.
Year?
10:55?
One more time?
It's actually-
9:51?
10:55?
Oh, 10:51. Sorry. Okay.
So actually, this year, right?
As long as he's talking about the current age, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
Well, we will leave you to your travels. We will look for this train master. Thank you.
Good luck on yours.
I do a slight bow. I start walking towards the stairway up here.
Okay.
I mentioned one last thing to him.
Yeah.
If once you make it where you're going, if you see a fella kind of looks a bit like me, a bit bigger, named Zeus, you see him, just tell him we're coming for him.
Okay. If you are
Nodded.
kind of
Sorry.
he doesn't seem to show any recognition at the name Zeus.
Right, I figured.
Yeah, but he definitely says if he'll nod his head, like he kind of notates it for certain.
Yeah.
As you're kind of moving over towards the steps, you'll see that some of the chairs, kind of over on the north wall, seem to have people sitting in them, but it's more or less just the outlines of people, not really the full essence of people. You will note the like advertisements, these kind of large, like I can't think of the name of what the theater calls, like these big. We have a theater person in here. What are those called? The marquee?
Playbills?
Is that right? You're muted.
Playbill? Oh.
Well, the playbill's on the cover.
Posters.
Yeah, the posters. What do they call, like the marquee?
Well, the marquee's
is
the
like the big light up thing.
letters.
Oh, okay. So not that.
Yeah, these are just
And,
posters.
like,
Okay, yeah, they're just posters. They're not a special name in theater. Why would I think that they did?
Sorry.
The one that seems to kind of strike of interest, and it seems to be the only one that has like a noted date, is the one on the far left, which appears to be a
It's a show bill.
show bill of a opera called The Three Sisters. And it would seem that this happened about a month ago, and it seems to notate that it would have been in the city of Nog.
Mhm.
It was put on by House Nomen
Oh,
at the Nomen's the Torinor Opera House.
okay.
I wonder if it was any good.
The Tale of the Three Sisters?
No, just
Yeah.
Three Sisters.
Oh, just Three Sisters.
Called Just Three Sisters.
No, Three Sisters.
Just Three Sisters.
They're like, no, Three Sisters. Okay, got it.
All three sisters.
You'll notice too that the signage, or like the kind of there's like a lot of unicorn motifs that are present here. You would know that probably the reason for that is one of the Archfey is known as Corcheus, and he is the Lord of Horses, and he typically is represented by a unicorn. So it seems like, due to the fact that he's a mythological creature or a powerful entity that has to do with speed, the train station has kind of put its motif to that similar aspect. That said, absolutely free to wander about at your pleasure.
Everyone's gonna go this way.
Okay, so there's a left
Yeah,
and there's a
I'd
right.
follow Everin. That's the way that's the way the spirit motioned.
So
I
is
got
there
you.
nobody else on this platform except for that ghost man?
Correct.
There's outlines of
Yeah,
people,
they're just
but it's not
outlines.
like it's not like
You-
actual people.
He might not see them because now he's here. Never mind. So he's
Was
all
it
the way
like
back there.
Hiroshima shit?
No,
Were there, like shadows
No, like
on the walls?
well,
Okay.
like
No.
I pictured it as people.
No,
But just
no.
outlines.
No,
Just-
it's not. It's not what you said, Chad.
Okay.
No,
you
it's
ever
it's like the
more like
outlines of
direct-
people kind of just floating in space and moving,
Yeah.
like a ghostly
Like ghost people.
figure.
Hmm.
Not.
Yeah.
have you ever seen
Shut up.
the Doctor Who episode where the Cybermen and the Daleks they come to Earth?
Yeah.
And do you remember when those people were talking about their dead relatives and they were all spectrally like, humanoid figures?
Uh-huh.
Like that.
Yeah. You'd be a great DM.
No.
Right.
Stop
Do it.
I get it. It's like,
Do it, Jonah.
yeah, I have an idea. But they're not like this other individual in which like we can't interact with them.
They seem to be featureless, correct?
Yeah. They're
Do
just
what?
like they're chilling. They're chilling. Just vibing.
Oh, hold on.
That would be creepy, but I like it.
I
I
love
like
those
the
guys.
capitals.
Anywho,
Oh gosh.
once everyone has kind of decided on a direction. I'm assuming we're all heading.
Left
Looks
is
like
left.
we're
Hezrod's like, I will go right.
The train master is probably.
Well, I'm
to the
trying
left.
to. So, okay, but we didn't ask where the other two lines go.
Well, we don't need to know.
We know
where
that
they
one.
go, technically.
Are we?
Well, what
We
if
know
one of them
one-
takes us to Heroes?
Well,
What if one of them takes us just like straight to Hero?
Chad, the train lines
Yeah.
is something you can discuss with the gentleman. I will let you know if you ask any questions about the train's destinations. He tells you there are no destinations out from here, other than the ones that are afforded people. He says he holds the ticket. Trains don't typically leave here.
We need it.
Okay. I thought maybe this was like the destination station for the one we saw earlier.
This would be the destination station for all trains, he would say.
But it's the destination, not.
But
It
then
doesn't
he said
go
that.
anywhere.
Yeah.
Right. Oh.
Okay, I got you. So this is. Oh,
It's
this
a
is the final
one-way-
destination. Well done.
It's the end
Well
of
done.
the line.
Yeah, but he also said that he's going to the train that the fox was on.
He said that he has been afforded the
Yeah,
right
so we
ticket.
know.
to
Yeah.
leave.
He has.
So-
he's been given like the passcode basically to go.
You go
Yeah.
back.
I feel like the Fox Demon just rides that particular train, and that's where we can find them, and they probably won't leave. They can,
think-
but they probably won't. So
We gotta try
Onward,
to persuade.
onwards.
Absolutely.
We gotta try to persuade.
let's hit the big
train
city.
master.
If you go
Uh
to
God.
we're having some Roll20 issues.
oh.
Oh no!
All right.
The world is crumbling around us.
I mean, we as in me, like the.
Oh.
Yes, you have all been in the same room as Hezrod. It happens.
Oh, I see.
Ah!
That's what we get for having Chief Exploder.
Oh no! I see a dark room and a green screen.
Oh, I see.
I see nothing.
What?
That's
Nope.
so
we
dumb.
still here.
No. Hi, I see you.
Hmm.
I am having a dumb on Roll20.
It's okay.
I just noticed there's no train ambiance.
Yeah,
Well, to be fair, everything here is dead.
it's as still as the grave.
All right, good excuse.
More than fair.
Yeah.
I
Good ambiance for us.
am having.
I'll play my own.
Yeah.
I mean, I do have music.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Oh, I don't. Is it working?
I don't know.
Is it me?
It could be.
Dun dun dun.
Okay.
Probably.
So as you walk up the stairs and then kind of move into this hallway, up ahead of you, it looks like there's just a very long kind of hallway. But as you kind of step into it, whoever steps into it first, you feel this kind of upside down, like almost like vertigo, a sense that your feet are now on the ceiling for just a second, and then you realize you're standing there. And you look behind you and it's a long tunnel. And you look in front of you, and it's a stairwell that leads into a very similar room to the one you were just in, but different.
Oh, I love it when that happens.
I don't love it when
Is this
that
the
happens.
Dread Realm?
You
Is this fucking
see,
never-ending series of train stations the Dread Realm?
you see that there is a magnificent series of windows high up above you, and there's a light that's permeating through it, that's kind of lighting the area. But from what you can tell, it seems like it's the light that comes through like a morning mist. It's like a kind of a foggy light. Down at the bottom of the steps that you're on, there is a landing with a unicorn moniker, and it does state the Knock Grand Station. And it shows that there are, the cog markers of the 10 houses. You would see that there is a double door wide open that leads out. You can kind of feel a bit of a cold breeze as you step there, Avran. It seems to be kind of coming in from the outside. And all you can see is kind of this glowing mist outside. Looks like there are a number of different small kind of booths that sell all different types of things here throughout. but not a single one of them appears to have any people at it or within. You can see in the center of this massive kind of open concourse that there is a large glass floor over top what appears to be a very intricate looking clock mechanism. The clock is stopped, and the glass appears to have a large crack in it.
Where are the hands stopped? We're looking at about
Oh, yeah.
6, 7, so about 7:30.
7:43. And like
Right.
52
Yes.
seconds.
Right. 7:43 and about 50. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Look like there are other hand markers in there that might denote day and time, but those aren't terribly, in month, those aren't terribly important, and they appear to be under the cracked portion. There's another stairway that leads up to a very similar tunnel to the one you just kind of entered through on the opposite side of the concourse. And to the south, you can see like a schedule on the back wall.
That's where Soma was heading.
Hezrod takes a moment to sort of look over this structure here in the middle. He basically comes down here, and he's like standing here admiring the structure.
Okay.
And then basically as Soma walks by, he like
Hold on.
kind of
As Soma walks by, and as you're kind of making your way up, you can see coming from around, in the center, there's kind of like a column that has, notices on the inside or on the outside of it, kind of like a center point to kind of understand an information kiosk, if you will. But as you come around to approach it and then kind of come to the other side, you can see on the opposite side there is a bench and a person sitting on the bench. And the person sitting on the bench is a blonde-haired young elf holding a sword in his lap. He appears to have the attire of a conglomerate mage or operator. And he's just kind of staring down at the hilt of the sword.
Oh, gotta kill him again.
Hezrod can't see this individual, so I cannot ask questions.
Soma, you would pass by the individual. He doesn't seem to look up at you, but you do see that this person...
No, Hezrod's up here on the stairs.
Oh, same for Soma. You would see this person. Estella, you would see this person, and you would note that this person, like you, is not transparent, doesn't appear to have manifested from thin air like the other ghostly figures. He appears to be tangible.
Interesting.
Soma pays him no mind, sorry, Chad, and goes to look at the schedule still.
Okay. So the schedule actually reads a bit more like a list of names, like a memorial, with dates and times next to it.
Is Zeus somewhere on those lists?
Seems like all of the names that are written appear to be written in different languages as you're looking them over. The merfolk language is actually a language that is written in the Aquan script. So you do see some names that look a bit strange. And you would be able to kind of denote that that appears to be like Aquan script, but you wouldn't be able to read the names.
I'll call back to Kel. There are names here. I can't read.
You hear from the center of the chamber, shh, as the elf looks up at you. It's already loud enough.
As I run by, I say, "Shut up."
Do you say that do you say that to him?
Yeah.
You see him kind of lift up the scabbard and draw the sword, and then just toss the scabbard onto the bench next to him. And he kind of points the sword at you and says, I will ask you one last time. Please, be quiet.
I don't say anything. I just ponder whatever. I'm next to Soma.
Okay.
I don't even
He keeps
notice he's there.
He keeps the blade pointed at you for a while, and then eventually kind of reaches over, grabs the scabbard, and sheaths it while you continue your business. He definitely had the look of a crazy person in his eyes.
Oh, neat. I ran slowly.
Well, you just don't even give him bother.
Yep.
Everyone
just
slowly
gonna-
walks towards the middle just to see who exactly is on the other side of the information kiosk.
Hezrod's gonna go with Avran.
Okay. Kel, yeah, there he is. His name. And you remember the date vaguely. But yeah, it was about, what, a month ago, a little less than a month ago, that he died inside of the cave, and you were rescued by the party by
Yep.
murdering a dragon. Yeah, there's his name. Looks like he has a date to arrive as well, which, if you're looking at these times right, it appears that he should arrive today.
Hmm.
And I'll literally just whip around.
Does it
I'll
have
say
a
he's
time?
He's up there, and he should be
No-
showing up
No
today
time.
at any time. At some point, he could have gotten here now. He could have gotten here. Could get here later. Fuck.
Could ask your friend over there where people arrive.
I think we found where people arrived earlier.
Estella, sorry, I didn't see you move your token off to the side there, but as you kind of approach the tables and the booths, those transparent kind of frameworks of people are kind of present and seem to be engaging in the business of things. And what you notice too, getting close to it, something people might have not noticed, but there are subtle movements of the material things that are present as they're engaging in normal, things. But they're kind of moving with this kind of ghostly, like, you don't really notice the objects that people move in real life,
Yeah.
and they are moving about without any kind of person to move them, so they might be a little bit more noticeable. But at the same time, for you, it's strange how subtle them just kind of picking up a tray and moving it to, the kitchen of this small little bistro on the side, or the movements of objects, or the relinquishing of coins. These small little gestures are subtly done because no one's actually taking concern to over dramatically throw forward these actions. They're just happening as if it were a day to day.
Now, are the objects tangible, or are they also
All
like,
physical. Everything here seems to be present and physical. The weirdest kind of moment you have is when someone seems to kind of sip a bit of tea, and you can see like a stream of tea move in the air and then kind of wisp away.
Ooh.
If I go over to this pastry here,
Mhm.
would I be able to, and I lay coin down and point to something,
You
would
can
it
you can see a ghostly figure like as if it's being interacted with, but it seems to be confused. Like it's trying to communicate with you, but it's making gestures that show that it doesn't understand.
Mm.
What's taking my tea?
Yeah, let's have some tea.
Alright.
See what that does.
Avran, you come up behind the young elf boy who appears to be staring down at the hilt of the sword again. How close do you get to him? Looks like you're pretty close, but I just want to make sure that was
Yeah,
where you wanted to be.
just-
Okay, the second you
yeah,
step
just-
within that proximity of him, make a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh. Dangerous. Okay. 25.
Great. You start hearing screaming. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people just screaming in agony as you get close to him. And you kind of like, for a second, kind of shudder, but then kind of like realize that it's not real. Or if it is real, it's not a pertinent threat on you. It's just a frightening effect.
Mm-hmm.
He seems to be emanating this aura of screaming souls. He doesn't seem to notice that you notice, and he doesn't seem to care.
I roll something. Can I roll? No, I can't. Should have. Oh.
Guess that's why he thought it was so loud.
This is only one of two people that this could possibly be.
I can tell you Chad knows exactly who this is.
Yeah.
If you want to know out of character who this is, just ask Chad.
No, don't tell me. I want to figure it out
Chad.
for myself.
It's like I don't want to tell people not like not to fuck with him.
But at the same
It's
time,
a very powerful sword.
Yeah.
Can I real quick turn back around,
sure.
walk back over to Soma, and then try to read the other merfolk names?
Yeah, so there are a couple of other names that are present, but none of them are the names of anyone you know. And for, your sake, the naming traditions are pretty tangible. Like,
Right.
what I mean to say is, like, they're very kind of easy to discern, like, what kind of merfolk we're talking about here. Like, if we're talking about humans, like, if we're talking about, like, an English last name, you can kind of get an idea what that might be in your head. But then if you're
Yeah, I know
talking
what you
about
mean.
like a Russian last name, you kind of have a similar mentality. And similarly, merfolk from different kind of segments of merfolk society will have different naming conventions for their
Is there any
surnames.
other river folk names?
No, it seems that there are a lot of coral merfolk, though.
Because there was a brother who would have died, and then the person who was with us.
Yeah, they are not
That's
on
what
the
I was
list.
curious about.
Yep.
Damn.
Just as, and then you would note that, like I said, it's a lot of coral merfolk that are kind of listed here. And as you would well know, Hezrod is a coral merfolk.
Yes. Which I was gonna say, can I use, since this dude's a real baby about sounds, I was gonna use the sending stone, if it works, to say something to Hezrod. I'd be like, Hezrod, you might want to.
You mean your calling stone?
Hezrod, you might want to.
Your calling,
calling
stones.
stones,
Your
sorry.
calling stones are inert. They only work in the city.
Mm,
Yeah.
Well, we're in Knock, right? I'm just kidding.
no.
I'm
I
gonna.
mean, it's a good argument.
so
It-
I'll just say, Hezrod, yeah, come over here.
Man,
I'm sorry, Chief Exploder.
Afran, are you okay?
Does everyone hear Hezrod?
Over the sound of the screaming.
Yeah.
If you're staying close to him, you are deafened. So, no.
Okay.
Oh,
So
shit.
everyone's gonna attempt to communicate with this boy. He's just gonna say,
Boy.
basically,
Hey, boy.
it's gonna be like, young man, how long have you heard these screams?
He looks up at you. You think I don't recognize a face? Avren Normack? Coward? You ran from the fight, while me and my friends killed the Lich Magier. You belong here more than anyone I've seen pass through this space. I hope Hero tears you asunder, coward.
At the mention of that, he steps closer and he's like, how do you know?
He looks up at you with like a maddened look. I was fucking there.
Can you tell me more?
Do anything with you. I've already shown my distaste of you. Be gone.
I am not the same.
He looks down to the floor. No, I'm not going to kill him. That's not for me to do, he says, seemingly just talking to the floor. It would be funny. I agree. Oh yeah, I remember, Leon. It would very much be just like that time I murdered you.
In this situation.
Fortunately for you, your friends brought you back to life. That bitch.
My brain.
He kind of
Everyone's gonna put a. Oh,
turns and looks up at you again. What were you gonna say?
he's gonna put a hand on his shoulder and just gonna say, "Snap out of the madness, child."
Do you touch him?
Yeah.
Okay. The second you do, he very quickly just moves away from you, seemingly just kind of disappearing and appearing 5 feet away from you. And when he reappears, he's in a perfect martial stance, his hand over his head, and his sword kind of pointed directly at you. And it's this kind of paused moment. He doesn't seem to kind of do anything. He just vanishes and appears near where he was. and kind of stares you down.
Just-
After seeing this slight escalation of things, Hezrod is gonna he kind of throws out a hand, like a very stage magician flair, and a shower of crackling sparks sort of appears in front of Avran's face.
Is there any audio element to this, or is it just lights?
I mean, it's just think of it just like fireworks, like small ones,
So it's making an
Is it
audio
like
sound.
an illusion?
like a sparkler.
So it's like
Except-
it's like a noisy thing.
Yeah,
You
and
can
it's mostly to get Avran's attention.
Okay, you get Avran's attention, but you seem to make him even madder. Like, he just seems to be, now grasping the sword more tightly and kind of pointing it more directly at Avran with more of a ferocity.
Well, if Avran looks over at Hezrod, Hezrod is frantically flapping his arms,
I mean, he sees you, just can't hear you.
well, he's basically saying get the fuck back, come here. Yes, I do see that individual.
Everyone will walk out of the aura and they'll just say, "The boy is mad."
Okay, just leave him alone. This is not the place to be talking to strangers.
Who the fuck is that, sir?
That's,
What? Who
oh,
is that?
that's an accident.
What?
Oh,
Estella, so you would recognize, he keeps calling him a boy, but that elf is clearly, in his hundreds.
Yeah.
If-
Is he older than Estella or
Who is Avran?
he-
about the same?
He's probably again. He very much may well be something very different, but he looks like an elf that's probably about the same age as Estella.
Hmm.
Avran's old
Oh,
as
it's-
shit,
it's-
too.
Don't
character
shame
model
your
looks-
elders, Fran.
the character model looks pretty young though.
Yeah, he does. Avran, I will let you know this character was 125 during the same conflict you died in.
He
So
is younger.
There.
Oh, it's Cloud.
Oh, wow.
that was not the goal. I was going for more of a link, but
So as Avran comes over, Hezrod says,
Kel is over there. He needs my help. But I was worried about you.
Hold on, wait, roll 20. Okay. He knows of my past.
did you say?
What?
Wait. Did you say Kel is over there or Kelder's over there?
no, I said, Kel.
Oh, okay.
Kel.
Go, he said go.
I was like, hey,
But yeah,
Kelder,
like,
what are you?
he's
Yeah,
like,
don't get it twisted.
Get twisted.
Just making sure you didn't, sir.
Hezrod, he knows of my life before.
Okay, well, it looked like he wanted to fight you. So no fighting.
Are you being quiet in this process, Hezrod? Doesn't sound like
He's
you.
about as loud as he normally is.
Okay. You can see that the individual, the elf boy, is
Boy.
kind of growing more and more kind of tilted the longer this goes on.
How can he even hear us?
It's
Because-
a big. I imagine the
Echoes
acoustics in this
came
room are incredible.
Yeah, also,
Yeah.
he's an elf.
Yeah.
And he's an elf, and Hezrod is. not
Everyone's fucking loud.
one. He says,
No fighting.
Yeah, okay. That's like Link Cloud.
Yeah.
Link.
Definitely say it's more closer to Link.
Yeah, it is. It is.
I was gold.
That was the gold.
Achieved.
But yeah, his purple eyes kind of narrow in on Hezrod as he continues to yell.
having said his bit to Avran, he kind of looks over at the elf and he notices the elf is staring at him, and he kind of narrows his eyes at him, very, very Fry meme. And then he turns and locates Kel and kind of lumbers over to him, and you can hear his big fish feet slapping on the floor.
As it seems to kind of cause to a point where you aren't kind of engaging with him, you see him kind of annoyedly kind of just throw his sword up in the air it moves right into the sheath at his side, and he kind of moves to sit back into his chair or at the bench, and he says, "Please just be quiet."
He's not very
Damn
good
shame
at that.
if I shot my gun off this.
Oh
Well,
God,
he'd hate
please
that.
don't.
Well, my first instinct upon entering the room was, I wonder if I can break this fucking clock and make this entire floor just fall through.
Well, Chief Exploder.
I'm gonna go start going this way.
Well, now that Hezron comes over, I'll make some room and I'll say, hey, recognize any of them names there?
1 second.
You would not.
Sorry, I know John hates it.
What?
I think he was clicky clacking.
Lickety clack clack.
Yes, I was clickety clacking. So Kel asked him if he knew any of the names. Where are these lists? Oh, here.
On the wall. On the wall.
On the wall.
Hezron kind of stands there and he's like looking up at it.
None of the names are familiar to you.
Does he recognize any of them?
Nope.
Says, no. But
Do they have like a time?
So
Like a time on?
there are a lot of names that are listed here, and all of them have a date next to them, and then another date next to them. The
Right.
first date appears to be departure time, is what's listed, and then the other time is arrival time. The arrival time on all of the names on this board is today.
Oh shit. So when was the departure time for these coastal merfolk or
Yeah.
these coral merfolk?
Cal, you'd also recognize as you're kind of looking at the names, there's one name that's just really kind of like, wait, what? It appears to be like a primal alphabet that you are kind of aware of, but aren't terribly familiar with, but for some reason, because of your beast mastery, are able to read. And you read it's the language of beasts, and the word that is written there is pig. And it appears to have died 100 years ago, and its arrival time is listed as today. Pig.
Busy day today here.
You do remember seeing a very massive pot-bellied pig in line on the train back when you were looking
Oh
for it.
fuck. We did. That's hilarious.
Pig.
That pig has just been going around.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
one hell of a
okay.
callback.
He was on the train before, but they broke the train, so he couldn't make it. Sent him to the Celestial, then he wasn't allowed in.
Poor pig.
So he just ended up back on the train.
He's
station.
from another campaign, I take it.
Yeah, he's been around.
Back on the train, pig.
This is the third time he's been seen in the game.
Nice.
Say, well, 100-year-old pig. Just been. Huh.
Pig is the true BBG.
That sounds tasty.
For the whole setting.
It does.
That does.
You recognize any names there? Or.
No, not in particular.
No, they're all coral folk.
Yes, it saddens me to know that they died.
What I meant to ask was how long ago that was, based on their, I guess, departure time.
So the departure times are all different. What
Be right back.
you could, based on Cal saying that this is when these people died and now their arrival time is now, the assumption is departure time means that that's when you left the mortal coil, and then arrival time is when you're expected to arrive here.
Right, I figured that out, but I'm just trying to figure, because it seems like some of these are recent and some of these are from like hundreds of years ago.
Yeah, it's all over.
I'm trying to figure out what the significance of the age is, or how people, or how the Montulets are able to collect these
I don't
souls all
we're
over
gonna find
time.
that out here.
Oh, I think I know why. Because it's a fucking Dread Realm. It's outside of it doesn't care about that kind of shit.
We gotta ask the Dreadlord.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe he knows.
I mean, Averin, you could try asking your friend again.
I mean, yeah, I could.
Wouldn't.
I don't
I
want to
think you made it
fight
clear
him.
that you are not friends.
True. Yeah.
Estella, as it seems to calm down, do you wander back to the pastries to try and kind of sort that out?
Yeah,
Make
I
it-
want.
Make an
I want a
insight
snack.
roll.
Oh man.
All right, let me open my character sheet. Sorry.
Mhm.
Do 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 do. Oh, 5.
So you're trying to communicate with someone who can't communicate verbally, and so you're having this issue of communication. And it seems like, despite the laying out the coin, the ghostly figure is not able to kind of interact with you and kind of slides the coins back in your direction.
All right, we'll take him back then.
Okay.
Without the pastry. I just wanted a pastry.
Everyone's
Avran,
grilling this elf.
Kel,
I'll go back over behind Avra.
or rather, boys.
Oh god.
The boys.
So what, you gonna hang out and catch up with your old buddy?
I mean, everyone wants to know more, but he doesn't want to
Sure
drag
you-
everyone into a fight.
But is that juice
unnecessarily.
worth the squeeze, my friend?
Always.
Yeah, that's some jive talk.
Soma's just running for it.
Okay, bye.
I mean,
yeah, we're
I read the schedule. I don't know what's going on over there. I'm just gonna.
Make a sleight of hand check to see if you can pull the rip tear get out of here card off the Avran.
Just
like-
pull it out of his back pocket.
Ripping there.
Just be like, okay, well, I see you wanted to start a fight. A Clippy, did you want to start a fight? How about no?
Zoop.
It's gone. It's gone. Honestly, you wouldn't know
Weird
about
how
it
that happens.
that much.
Okay.
Yeah. So Avran's still the arbiter of you leaving.
I mean,
Yeah.
I probably. Who knows what I took with a 25, but I got something.
I'm just gonna ask him one more question. Where can we find Hero?
I don't know.
Fine.
Do you want?
We should leave him and head out of the train station.
Do you want to tell me how you even came to be in this place? He says,
Magic.
kind of still looking just kind of like wistfully at the hilt of his sword.
Magic mostly.
Was it? Huh. Was it her again?
No. It was not.
The blonde.
No. Oh, yes.
Saphira?
I believe that was one of her names. Yes.
Yes, it was her.
Well, then I definitely can't help you.
Why do you have such a disdain for me?
Because you're a coward. I don't
The
really
Avron
like...
Normac you knew is no more.
No, I know. But I know that you are also Avran Normac.
Indeed.
You're still a coward.
Appears I cannot change your mind, but I guess you can stay here and rot.
Oh, no, I won't be rotting anytime soon. I have 1,000 lifetimes. I'm sure you heard them.
Well, here's
This
to
is also a
hoping.
dread realm.
Your point, milady? I can smell the scent of this place upon you. Very handsomely, very rich bouquet, to be sure. But it's
Parfum.
very unimportant. I understand it to be the case that you've come here because of that bitch's meddling.
Would I hear that walking by him?
Yeah.
Do I interact or?
Up to you.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
What would Kel do?
Oh God.
Oh.
No, we're supposed to ask ourselves, what would
Let your
Glorious
fishy
do?
conscience be your guide. I'm far away, so you guys do whatever you got to do.
Hold on. I kind of want John to snap react or not. So no talking and no inciting him.
Okay.
John, I'll give you
No.
about maybe 5 seconds before I move on here. But you said you were going to do something, and you're overthinking it. So are you doing it or not?
No, he'll keep walking. Kel, stop. Kel, stop for a second. Like,
Stare.
kind of like look over at him, and then look back, and just keep walking.
He seems
Just
to
keep walking.
continue to just be very fascinated with the hilt of his sword.
At least I'm not dead.
He doesn't appear to be dead.
He's not dead.
No, he's not dead.
He's alive.
I am not dead
I
yet.
think
He'll change that.
I think he's dead.
More than
I
fair.
think we can change that.
Go nuts.
Aren't we
Raquel
all
thinks he's
dead?
dead.
At least on the inside.
Truly.
Go
Hezron-
nuts.
Hezrod's still down there.
But-
Does Hezrod come outside with us?
Yeah, if you guys head outside, he does. He gives the elf. He goes around the outside, and he kind of just gives the elf like another suspicious glance on his way out.
You had mentioned something that you were kind of thinking about doing, and I just want to make sure we put it to kind of a rest. It does look like there are a shit ton of interlocked cogs therein that probably make up a good 30 to 80 feet depth of machinery inside of the hull of that thing. The glass is not glass at all. As you're stepping over it, you realize that it is a massive 1.5 foot thick crystal that appears to have been broken, and from what you can tell, being a master of breaking shit, it looks like something very heavy, very powerful was slammed down right in this spot. Very
It's a gut sword.
forcibly.
John, are
Is the
you,
thing still there?
No.
are you suggesting that somebody suplexed a phantom train here?
Somebody might have suplexed a phantom train here.
Impressive.
Suplex. Ah.
He like takes a second to like admire the work. Like at first he's just like curious, and then he kind of puts it all together, and he's like. Then he heads on up the stairs.
Ah, damn, that must have been an executive vice president of explosions.
Yeah, right.
The CEO of Explosions. Okay,
This is a
Ooh.
so
well-heeled journeyman exploder.
Avran and Estella, as you make your way to the door, you can see that the fog is like thick as it can be, right outside the doors, like not even a foot outside the doors. And as you kind of look out into the glowing mists, you can see silhouettes kind of moving maybe about 10, 15 feet inside of the fog. But these silhouettes don't appear to be tangible things. They appear to be shades, reflections, or just tricks of the light kind of moving through the shadow.
Mm.
Moving through, creating shadows.
While we're walking, Everett just mutters under his breath, "A fucking coward. Would a coward be in fucking Dreadwell?"
I don't know. He does seem to
I
be
mean-
stuck at a train station. So, just saying.
You didn't even ask him his name.
Nope. Don't want it.
Well, I mean, Chad could have told you his actual name, but what he would have replied if you asked him his name might have been very different.
Exactly. He would have been rude.
I don't want to
Bitch.
spoil it until
Don't.
until this is like way behind us and it doesn't matter anymore.
It'll always matter.
Okay, then it'll be a while before I tell you what it is.
So, Hezron, having done some thinking on this and some research, you can see that this is the barrier of the Dread Realm. If you were to walk out into the mists therein, you would either be consumed by death and forced to remain in this Dread Realm for eternity, or if you had a Bitterheart spear or were a Bitterheart, could move through the fog into the real world. But this
If he's
entranceway appears to be the exit from the Dread Plane.
okay,
Hmm.
so does everybody else know that like just walking right through that will probably kill you?
Yeah.
Zilla,
Well, I mean, I'm
Memorial.
not moving forward.
Yeah, Maluriel and Saphira told us, right?
Yeah, they
Just-
explained the edges.
Okay. Oh
They
yeah.
didn't tell you where
then-
they were because they had no idea.
So we
Yeah.
know
Well,
where
as
one
Hezron kind
is.
of like notices this, he kind of like pokes at the stuff with his spear.
It's Misty.
He like swirls it around.
Misty.
Says,
I think we can cross here.
But again, you'd be leaving the dread plane
"Yeah, but will we be going to another dread plane or the material?"
The
material.
material.
Hmm.
Like we would
So
leave
this
his
is
druid
not-
realm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
don't
should
want
keep
that
this in
yet.
mind in case we want to leave.
Indeed. We
Hmm.
still need to find that train master.
Yeah.
Well, he will be arriving. He will be arriving shortly.
Who?
The train with the train master.
It could have already arrived.
So we
That
go
is right down.
What I took off.
do we go back in and then to the
Oh,
left?
well, that's right. He might not have arrived yet because the other fellow was.
Hmm.
All we have to do is go downstairs to find out.
So you would know
Perhaps.
there are 2 staircases that lead down and out from this location, but there's also the staircase that leads out.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
to the
sorry. We
west.
came from this way, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
we
The
there's
came
trains
this
are actually
way.
above us.
Yeah, there's another direction that way, but there's a number of staircases that lead down.
Yeah.
Oh,
As to where they go, you aren't for certain.
Okay.
oh, true.
Because there's some down in the south near the boards.
We'll go this way though.
Okay.
Yeah. Gonna
Because
follow Avran.
Cranky Pants isn't gonna help us.
This is my favorite, by the way. I'm having a lot of fun.
Good.
Poopy head over there.
Poopy head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's still gonna call him boy.
How does that make you feel, Jen?
Boy.
What? Him
Stella's
calling me
going
a boy?
to smack you if you ever call her a child.
As you move through this passageway, it's very similar to the last time. There's that inversion, that sense of flipping.
Hello.
As you kind of
Oh.
exit out into this hallway, the entirety of this space is just charged with life and electricity. There's just a certain glow to the whole space. And you can hear the frazzling of lightning. You can see these massive conduits kind of just cackling with bolts of energy and steam fluttering out from the tops of it. You can then see that there's a massive pair of columns that seem to have a just jolt of lightning kind of connecting the two. And then further beyond that, yet another. You can, beyond that, just barely make out a massive mouth of an entrance and 2 smaller entrances next to it with a number of vents and a number of pipes that kind of run throughout. This exit point appears to be very similar to the train station's exits. However, there are no causeways over top or around, and it appears that there is a mass of water in its place instead of ground.
Mm.
But from what you can tell, there does not appear to be any way through the lightning.
Not with that attitude.
Right?
It seems
Better
that
way
the,
to shut.
the bright hot steam kind of rises up and kind of blocks any kind of egress through flight. And it goes all the way up to a series of scaffoldings up above. But there's also a misty kind of layer that kind of hangs just beneath that scaffolding and kind of hangs throughout the top portion of this chamber. It seems to be emanated from these batteries that are kind of directly in front of you.
There's no way to
So
shut this off.
One at a time.
Hezrod's kind of just mystified by the lightning. He loves it. He's like
It's
he sees it. He's just
inspecting it. It's different though. Like lightning has a certain kind of rhythm nature to it. This is like dead lightning. Like there's like a ghostial sense to the lightning, like a certain etherealness to the cackling. That's off, but still interesting. Ghost lightning.
If he like moves down to the railing, can he like reach over and touch it?
Do you want to?
Yeah, he sticks his spear in it.
Cool. Make a Constitution saving throw
Jesus.
and a Strength saving throw.
Okay, so Constitution, I get a plus how much from Avrion?
5.
Okay, cool. So you said Constitution and Strength.
Mhm.
Constitution is 26.
26.
Strength
Ooh.
is 13.
Okay. So the Strength saving throw is just barely good enough. The Constitution saving throw is also good enough. However, you will be taking half damage. So instead of 92 points of lightning damage, you'll be taking
damn.
46 points of lightning damage as you are shunted back and away from it, and you almost relinquish the spear into the space between the battery and the railing.
Yeah, I thought we were going to lose one of our
The
exits there.
bitter heart.
I don't
spear.
know. I don't know if you ever shoved a fork into a power outlet, but it's obviously not the greatest plan.
How far does he go back?
He just jumps back.
Depends
Like,
where-
he just shoots back like 5 feet.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a certain kind of like shimmeringness to him now. Like his scales seem to just be kind of like shiny.
He's just
No.
gonna look down at him. I was wondering the same, but I wouldn't have done it. You are a braver man than me, Ezra.
I handle lightning all the time. It has never bit me like this.
You said 46
Sometimes,
points of damage?
46 points of damage.
sometimes we're hurt most by the things we love the most, Hezrod.
Did you read that in a fortune cookie?
Because he's Sayer Eugen?
Might have.
Fucking racist?
Oh god.
Fucking fish people and their racism.
What are you
What you
talking
talking about? Wait, no.
Just look the same to
No
me.
conflab it. Racism.
Alright. Let's move on to the
Well, it's been a great campaign, everybody. Thanks for
you.
watching on Twitch.
Thank you for thank you
Well,
for
that's the
paying.
end of what remains. Thank you for joining us.
Next week we'll be on WhatsApp or something, maybe.
I don't know. Fuck it.
Facebook Watch, wherever we can land.
Oh god, fuck Facebook.
Yeah, no.
Instagram Live, y'all. Instagram Live.
Up and like kind of like
So
touches himself.
Lord.
there doesn't appear to be another passageway that leads out.
Shit. Okay.
Oh, Hez-
On the
not done
opposite. Sorry, Chad. Go ahead.
I said Hezrod's not done experimenting, but you can move on to. You
Okay.
can circle.
So it looked like everyone was just heading in the opposite direction, like heading over to the other stairs. Is that right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh, wait. He won't go through without everyone, but. Let Hezron do his thing.
You said you're experimenting. They're all watching you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They all appear to be concerned. Hold on a second. Hey,
Yay.
Josh. Oh, that didn't work as perfectly as I
Welcome.
hoped.
Welcome.
It's the man.
Welcome
the
to
myth,
the chaos.
the
Yeah.
legend.
Okay, this is actually perfect timing. Hold on a second. Bear with me here. As I set some things to right. Chad
Really, it's
goes.
perfect.
Oh, this is going to be funny.
Welcome to the most chaotic,
No, this is going to be really good.
most chaotic
Wait.
5e campaign.
That conversation in the last room would have been way different.
Okay, so Wombat, welcome everybody. Wombat, we've seen his character.
Combat.
We know he's just outside the Dread Plane. So let me explain. You've been kind of watching from a distance, ready to enter into the space, but you've been communicating some matters of interest for your own personal kind of information. You've been granted your own return ticket by Saphira, so you can leave despite the group. And you can also leave at the same time as the group if you tear your own ticket. But you've
Or
been
to spite us.
watching
To spite
them in time. So you're historically trained, is that right? Okay. So what you've watched is they walked in and talked to an old man who you don't recognize and didn't know, and it was a ghostial figure. They talked to him for a time, didn't really ask very intriguing questions. You definitely would have asked different questions, but then they left, entered into like a clock room inside of this train station that they've turned up in. And once there, they saw a figure that you recognize as a historical hero, Kelder Elfwin, the former conglomerate agent who was the one who killed the Arch-Magir, the Lich Magir, the one at the end of the Civil War.
Yes.
A handsome enough looking fellow. It seemed like the group was very much like on tenterhooks with him, but it didn't turn into anything bad, so you didn't intercede at that moment. You felt you would have rushed right in before Saphira finished her shenanigans with the terror ticket, just to make sure that they didn't kill or get killed by this historical figure, who might be interesting to talk to. He seemed a bit testy, though. Then they moved into this room, which I don't know if you're able to see it. If not, I will pull your token into it so you can. And there's a bunch of lightning. Oh, why is he small? There he goes.
Very small.
Yep. And you are watching as Hezrod, who you kind of have an idea as being a bit of a chaotic individual from your discussions with Maluriel, shoved his spear into a lightning bolt and was shocked back and is now looking at the lightning as if he means to continue his experimentation. So I assume you would be entering into this space at this point, tearing into the realm keyed onto Avran and Hezrod, who are Maluriel's two contacts, and you just appear on the scene, just as Hezrod is kind of eyeing the lightning. So to speak.
Based on my observations and experiences, is this something I would suggest he stopped?
It
or-
almost killed him from what you can tell.
What was that?
It almost killed him from what you can tell. Out of character.
Okay.
It dealt 92 points of damage. He saved on a saving throw, and it was about halved, a little bit more than halved by the result.
Welcome to the chaos.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that again.
You hear from behind you, Hezrod, as the strange wizard from outside the door just appears to have appeared near you. And if you'd like, go ahead and describe your character a bit more fully. I'll go ahead and throw up the player character image.
As he kind of appears out of nowhere, Hezrod's like, "Whoa! Oh, where'd you come from?"
So Ruben is thusly dressed, fine, dapper, young, and by young I mean young in terms of elf standards. He's 52, graying hair with hints of formerly black. He seems to always be carrying a book. In fact, he has one tucked under one of his arms at the moment, ready to open at a moment's notice. And despite being in this realm, he seems to be looking around as one of interest and wonder, and not necessarily fear or other negative emotions. More interest. Oh, I haven't seen this before.
But he says, I wouldn't do that if I were you, to Hezrod as he appears. Chad, your response was, where did you come
Hezrod
from?
is as Ruben kind of appears out of nowhere, he's like,
Oh, it's you. No, I'm not going to do that again. I'm going to do something else. And then see what happens.
So, looking at the space, just to point out what's happened thus far, they entered into the place where the trains arrived. They went up the steps and went to the left. This led them to a concourse with a large clock and a strange elf, Kelder Elfwin, as I mentioned, would be the name you know him by based on his look. Very recognizable individual in history. They went further left from that space, and they have arrived here. It seems that there is a dimensional jaunt in between each of these chambers that seems to be shifting them in some way, shape, or form.
And is Kelder age appropriate for where he would be in history?
Historically, make a history check, and we'll
Sure.
discuss a bit about Kelder if you do well. Pretty good. Kelder Elfwin was a member of a group of heroes that wielded weapons called Esper Edges. He was quintessential in defeating the Lich Magir, the individual who ruled over Osiria for some time during the Civil War, the capital city. He was defeated by Kelder Elfwin, and it was reported that after that had happened, all of the souls within the Pyramid of Souls entered into his body. The priestess known as Phi, the moon priestess, attempted to save him, but failed to do so. And she went mad in the process, as he also went mad in the process. And she swore herself to the demon prince of lust, Alacia Nagai, and she became a horrifying demon herself. This story, you remember a lot about it because there was a recent opera in the Nomen area of Nock, and you kind of were around at that time. You remember hearing about it, called The Three Sisters, that dealt with three women who were basically very lust and romance driven in their lives, who became servants of the demon prince of lust, and their stories are kind of told in this opera. And Phi
What was the name of the opera?
Three Sisters.
So, of my observations from afar, does Kelder appear to be acting in that manner?
He does appear to be insane based on his interaction with Avran.
And he appears to be young, as young as how long ago was this that the Magir was?
That was the 60-ish years ago, right, Jonah?
Yeah.
And he's an elf.
I mean, he's an elf, but
it doesn't look like there's any signs of aging whatsoever.
Yeah, okay. That was what I was gonna have.
He did make a comment, though, that he had a number of lifespans to live. Thousands of them, to be correct.
Because of the souls.
That would be the presumption you would make.
Yeah.
Cool.
All in my head. Okay.
A lot of information to take on in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Or 10, I don't know how long I'm rambling. But that said, Avran looks interested in heading towards the next stairway, kind of passageway that leads out from here. Is that right, Jonah?
Yes.
Okay. The lightning gates appear to kind of block access to the southern portion of this chamber. Yeah.
So are they effectively closing off the rest of the room?
Yeah.
Does it look like there's room to fly over them?
No, so it doesn't look like there's much room to fly over them. The smoke that's rising up seems to have a heat to it and kind of formulates the mist barrier at the top. Just above the mist barrier, you can see what looks like scaffolding, but there doesn't appear to be any ways that you can see that allow you to get into that scaffolding that are present before you.
Hmm. And what are all these pipes and stuff?
Yeah, there's just a bunch of pipes that kind of go up into the ceiling, into that scaffolding that I had mentioned. Some sort of
what about
strange artifice. Go ahead.
Does it look like these pipes feed into whatever these big lightning tubes are?
No, it definitely looks like the ones that are kind of directly over on the other side of the railing come up out of the ground. And it looks like the two long ones that are kind of interconnected in the middle seem to come from some space. There's almost like halls that they've kind of ejected out of into this space.
Okay. He's gonna kind of move down here and start motioning everybody on this side to move over to this side.
Okay.
It's come on, go, follow Avran.
As I'm walking this way, does this look anything like any type of devices that I've encountered before in my exploits?
A great question. Do you have Tinker's tools as a tool that you are proficient with?
No.
Okay. Then not so much, but I will allow for you to make an intelligence check untrained to try and see if you can decipher anything about this.
Okay. So what's the difference between an untrained check and a normal check?
So, again, for me, if you have a trained skill and you're making a
Mhm.
skill check with it,
I
it'll
see. So
denote
we
towards
get the
certain
skill.
Yeah,
So it would just be a straight intelligence check.
correct. Okay. So there's definitely a rhythm to the lightning in the in between. It's like a timed rhythm. It seems to be like a beat per second. And the lightning on the exterior, the pulsars kind of on the pillars there, doesn't seem to have a timer rhythm, but you can see that the lightning on each side, each of the three, seems to be interconnected. And lastly, last point of note, the intelligence check you made was with the proficiency because you made a save instead of just the check. Sorry, I just noticed that. Even still, I will continue since I've already started. The lightning is not quite right. As Hezra kind of denoted earlier, it appears to be kind of a ghost lightning. All right, Hezrod. Everybody starts moving over to the other side.
Kel be a bit hesitant.
You say anything to Hezrod as you're past him?
I mean, knowing that the train hasn't showed up, I know Zeus might be showing up at any moment, and I couldn't miss it.
If you mention that to Hezrod, he says,
Oh, I have no problem going back and waiting with you. I don't. Avran won't stop pushing on ahead, but maybe they will come with us.
You know what? No, let's press ahead. We might find the person who's in charge. Might be
Okay,
a bit better.
once you are safely over there, I'm going to try and blow this up.
I don't
What?
think that's the best of
Um,
ideas, Hezrod.
oh,
If
I
I
know
blow
you're
it
the
up, it will
chief.
stop working.
I know the chief exploder and all, but is this something that needs exploding?
Soma will walk back over as he hears some of this and put a hand on Hezrod's shoulders and say, you're doing really great work as Chief Exploder, Hezrod. Like, I really want you to know that you, especially earlier today, just fantastic work. You're really
Excellent.
you're really moving towards that executive vice president of explosions position. But you remember how, again, we had that conversation about how sometimes things require finesse.
Yes, finesse.
Not
As Fiona
fin
used
like
to say.
fins, but yeah, finesse. Yeah, I think this is one of those times.
Can I make a check if I'm not proficient in Tinker's tools?
Again, you can make an intelligence check.
Sorry to interrupt.
No worries. Yeah, you're staring while they're talking.
I want you to think about if it looks like the first attempt without the explosions didn't go well, and if the attempt with explosions doesn't go well, you're not really going to be able to explode anything else again.
Well, yes, that is why I was going to stand over there.
and he points at where everybody else is, where he was telling everybody. It's like,
Get away!
Have you ever had one of those? Again, you're the expert in explosions, not me. But have you ever had an explosion that then becomes a much bigger explosion?
Yes, many times.
What if this was one of those times?
It could be bad. It could be great.
Yeah, that is true. Sometimes things can be good, or they can be bad. I just think that maybe this time The possibility and what will happen if it is one of those bad times is, well, real bad. I mean, you're very stout, and you're not looking great after.
I am better. I use my magic and I put the blood back in.
Sean, did you make that intelligence check?
Me?
Yeah, you said you wanted to check it out. I was waiting for the
Oh
intelligence
no,
roll.
no, I'm sorry. I did not.
Oh yeah, go ahead and throw an
I
intelligence.
didn't hear it.
Yeah,
That's
just click
not
the
gonna be good.
intelligence in the top left, not the save, to be certain.
Intelligence in the top left.
Yeah, just trying to make sure best practices. Yeah, if you go to the abilities on the left side, the word intelligence
Yeah.
should be not the save, just the like where the stats are.
Okay,
That
that's
should
what I
be
thought. That's
clickable.
what I thought. Okay, I was just making sure.
That's where I went wrong.
Yeah. So with an 11, you're not really getting much.
All right, that's fine.
Other than there does appear to be a rhythm,
Hmm.
and it seems to be
Well-
like clockwork every
So
second.
after thinking about it for a moment, Ezra looks at Soma and he says,
Okay, we will keep exploring, and I can come back and blow this up later.
That is correct. We can do the
Sure.
exploring now, and later you can do the exploding.
So as
Right.
you
Maybe there will be other things to explode. Better things.
as you as a group make your way towards this next kind of passage and head through, kind of up the stairs and into the tunnelway, there's that momentary feeling where it's like you're standing on your feet and then your feet feel like they're upside down. There's that vertigo sense and everything kind of snaps back to it. And looking through the passageway that you've now entered into, behind you is the passageway that like is very long, like you were looking down initially, and you're staring at the three horses once again. Seems like the third time. However, this time it seems to be familiar as you were back in the train station.
We're in full circle.
Any train?
No train.
No train. Okay.
We still got old man.
Old man's still there, but remember, you didn't see him until you touched ground. So currently he is not visible because he is too far away.
I look through the scope of my rifle.
Nope.
Nope.
It's a tangibility closeness. It's not a visual.
Gotcha.
When I was watching
Mhm.
from my window, if you will,
Yeah.
did I see them pass through this before?
Yeah, so they appeared here, like on the far bottom side, up on this balcony, yeah? And then they kind of moved down the staircase to this baggage area. And Avran was first to do it, and then he ran into an old man who was a ghost. And they talked, and the old man talked about something that was just really weird, but they didn't really ask him many questions. Apparently he got a golden ticket from a person he called the train keeper. They didn't ask any probing questions as to what the train keeper looks like. They just asked where the train keeper was. He didn't know. He hasn't seen him in a long time. He says he's been around for a month. And he also says that he is waiting for the train to come pick him up. He is allowed to leave. And from what you understand, leaving a Dread Realm is no small feat. It is something that only bitter hearts can do, which you're fortunate to have a bitter heart available due to the spear that he almost lost. And you are also aware that you have the tear badges, which have been made by a bitter heart in Saphira. She's made the badges that allow you to exit the space instantaneously.
So presumably the golden ticket could be a similar concept.
Correct. It definitely had a glow to it from when you were looking at it, which is strange. But it hasn't really promoted any questions further than that. So, how would you like to proceed?
Should we go back into the room with the mad man?
This way.
There were some stairs going downward.
Yes.
the enthusiasm in your voice was almost unsettling.
Does anybody want to speak to the old man before you leave, or does anybody want to just check out the room again, see if there's anything that in particular is of interest to you?
I'll kind of get halfway and then kind of like look towards train bay 1 and then hold.
Nothing.
I'm just
Maybe.
gonna think, mull it
Could
over.
check, we could check the other side, see if there's anyone else.
We were just there.
Oh
I'll
no,
head
the
down
other.
towards where the old man is, or
This
was.
side.
Oh, I see what you're saying now.
Yeah, we could check the other side, see if anything else appears.
Okay. So, Averin, when you touch ground, and Soma, when you touch ground, the immediate thing that you see is that the old man manifests. He becomes visible, tangible to you.
Oh, it's when we touch ground, I see.
And yeah, looking around as you kind of all move about the space, you know, taking everything
Right.
in. There's this moment of like, oh, weird coincidence for Ruben, as you remember that opera I told you about. You'd see that the playbill, or rather the what was it called?
Show bill.
Show bill on the wall over here for that very same opera. Three
I
Sisters.
believe we determined it was a poster.
Poster,
Yeah,
yes,
it's
poster,
literally
the
just a poster.
official term.
I don't
thought-
even know, and I work in theater.
Yeah, I thought there'd be a cool name for it, like because theater
I'm,
does that.
I'm sorry, I don't work in marketing. I work in costumes.
If I had Zach, I'd know exactly what it is.
Yeah, Zach would know. I don't. He works on the other side of the
I
house.
believe they call it a fancy poster.
Fancy poster, I believe.
A fancy poster, yeah.
And
I thought
does
that was for
the
brothel.
advertisement seem to denote the same play at the same location?
Yeah, you'd also notice this space. You haven't been in this space very long, but this building that you're walking around in is an exact kind of strange replica of, kind of a twisted replica of the Grand Station in Knock. This part you've never seen, this platform, and you've never seen the weird lightning room, but you've definitely seen the concourse where the big clock was located.
Okay, so I guess that confirms my suspicion from before, which is that and it's now confirmed to me, and it's obvious as a character, but as me as the player, that the Dread Realm isn't like some distant place elsewhere in the world that we went to. It's like literally
Or not.
the Dread Realm is like an echo of Knock almost.
Well, at least so far as to say this portion of it, because there seems to be a barrier at the front door that they couldn't maneuver through. It seems to be the barrier of the Dread Realm itself.
And where is Keldir?
He's in the clock room, which will be to the west of here.
Yeah, he's in the next room over.
Soma,
Got
you were heading towards the ghost. Did you have inquiry for him?
No luck with the train master?
He hasn't passed through, no.
No trains
Not
at all?
Not yet. Feels
Not
like
at all today?
you were just here a moment ago. It hasn't been that long.
Yeah, no. But there haven't been any trains today that you...
No, I've been here the whole time, and
Do the trains normally show up at a particular time of day?
not really. No. I've only ever seen the one, and I was on it. Now that you mention it.
There's a schedule that we saw that had a lot of arrivals scheduled for
Well, there must
today.
be other platforms. I haven't seen them, but there must be other platforms.
From my knowledge of the city,
Oh
how
yeah,
many-
there are like 30 different trains that kind of exit out of the Grand Station. Skyrails connect to the Grand Station. I mentioned the Skyrails kind of run through the Court of Ten. We've kind of flown through there before. Didn't get stuck into the Grand Central because you were heading northbound. But then there are the trains underneath. There are canalways that enter into the Grand Station. There are a lot of different means of entering into the center station, like lots. It's a very grand station. But so far as to say, all you've seen is this platform, the concourse, and the strange lightning room.
Would I know from the general layout of the train station that those stairs leading down from the clock room?
Would have probably led to platforms.
Okay.
Yeah, other
Is-
platforms.
Is there a reason that you're waiting here specifically for the train master?
Kind of raises up the ticket and shows it to you. And it says 1, is the platform that he's supposed to wait at.
But that's for your train, but the train master.
Oh no, he's the one who gave me the ticket.
Oh,
He was.
sorry. Where,
I don't remember where I met with him. It was somewhere, and he kind of gestures up towards the same way he gestured last time. He points at the stairs, then kind of off to the left.
okay, so was he at one of these platforms, or was he in his office?
No, he doesn't have an office. He was just walking around.
And I'm sorry. What did you say? Did you get his name or what he looked like or
Train master,
anything?
which he did.
Sorry, what was
Train master, which he answered last time he was asked what the name of the individual was.
that's a title. Like we have a chief exploder back there, but
That's how he addressed himself. I apologize.
sorry. It's been so long since I've been at this station. Does he have a uniform or something that I should be
No,
keeping an eye out for?
he's about 5'6", 5'7". Very beautiful young man. Blonde hair,
Blonde hair. Okay. An
pointy,
elf?
pointy ears.
Oh,
Yes,
God
he is
damn
an
it.
elf.
I thought I saw somebody like that, but he didn't seem to be on the clock. He seemed kind of.
He was actually on a clock.
I know. Thanks, Elizabeth. No.
But
Fucking beat me to it.
One more second is all I needed.
I'm not gonna touch that one. We're just gonna keep moving.
No puns.
just keep the clock rolling.
Did you ask him something special? Because one of
So
my friends up there started speaking to him, and it did not
It really
go
ticked him
well.
off.
he came to me and asked where I was headed, and I told him I was headed to meet with the master of this place, and he said, "Oh, okay." Then he told me that I would be making my way to the canal boat. I said, "Of course," and we walked for a time. I told him a bit about myself, and when I discussed my strangeness, he said, "Oh, well, you can't be headed into Heroes Realm. That's not where you belong. You must be going somewhere else." And that's when he gave me the golden ticket and sent me on my way. He said, "Here at the..." Well, when I first came in, he points to number 2. That's where my train pulled up, and me and the others all came off of the train at that point. Unfortunately, it was a lot less people than were expected, according to the train master. He said that half the train was missing, like it had been just cut off, blown apart.
Who
Someone
did
will
that?
look back towards Hezrod for a moment.
It was me.
He's picking his nose.
I fucking did it. I killed him. I'm the one
I
that did it.
knew it was Shiro this whole time.
Oh my god, what a bad
That
cat.
belly full of soup.
That
That belly full of soup just.
soup belly. No, it was another group. But yeah, anyways.
Yeah.
Sorry, you mentioned a canal boat. Is that the boat? Is that how people are supposed to get to Heroes?
He said that it would be. The canalway leads to his castle. But the only way to get to the canalway, he said, was through the gates of the Ghost Spark. I don't know what he was talking about. I never saw it.
Well, looks like we gotta blow him up.
Ghost Spark, you say?
Again, I don't know what it means. It's just what he said. The train master.
Well, I apologize for interrupting.
Oh,
But-
again, I don't mind the conversation. It's actually quite pleasant.
Quick question.
Oh,
When the others,
are you asking?
um,
Are you asking in character or are you asking me?
no, this is my character down
Okay.
here. So if I'm observing from up at the top of the stairwell,
It
did
looks like
the group?
It looks like someone's talking to nobody. If you're not
Okay,
on the ground,
So the nobody is. So he appeared once.
you step on the ground.
Soma came down to the ground, but Soma didn't. Soma wasn't affected in my vision from that.
Correct, but the man didn't appear to you.
Right.
Mm.
that's
Only
the
to
Soma.
Soma. Yeah.
Okay. Do I hear anything?
You would hear the man's voice. Yeah.
Okay.
It just for Soma, like I explained, it kind of has like a ghostly resonance to it.
Mhm.
But for you, it's even more kind of like reverberant. Like it's more like, yeah.
Yeah.
Shut up, Jonah. Don't laugh at my ghost sounds, you son of a bitch. I'll fight you. Don't you dare cover your camera. See that beautiful face. Anywho.
Stop.
No, stop it. Do you walk away from the ghost man? Okay. Anybody else have anything else for the ghost man?
I mean, we got all the information we need now.
Did you?
No. Yes?
Okay. Do you move back to the other chamber?
We
Yeah.
have two choices. Our friend Avran can speak to his friend, the train master, to perhaps see if he has any information, or Hezrod could kill himself to get us through.
I guess
believe-
overhearing. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Overhearing, Kel would hear that he's the train master, the cloud in the other room, and he would just pull his gun out and just start marching.
Okay.
Well, I
Towards
suppose
the other
that's
room.
I suppose that's our answer.
It's one way to do it.
What? Where are you going?
We're going
Sorry.
to speak to
What?
the train master.
You see, Estella,
okay.
sometimes other people have emotions about things.
It's usually a hindrance to like a job.
Emotions.
I mean, it
Yeah.
does cause a lot of problems, but just, they're not as trained as we are.
You have the same sense of whoa in Vertigo. It's actually a very apt way of phrasing it. And Ruben, when you enter into the space, this is what you know. How dare you flip your camera? This is very much. It's actually pretty cool. Gain inspiration. This hall is what you know from your very short time at the Grand Station. And Soma, to further your question, the stairs that head down from the space are very much the path that lead to other platforms. More so the platforms that would lead to kind of like trains proper, from what you recall. And so like this area has 4 of those passageways, which again are here, and then 2 on the south side, in the same kind of sides.
All the way.
And this is Ruben's first time kind of in this space. Once you kind of move into the concourse proper, there are a number of small little shops, mostly just kind of like bistros, like, little side shops that you'd see in kind of like a train station of this magnitude. And there are people present, but they are just like the outlines of humanoid figures that seem to be going through the motions of actions that people in this space would be taking. They do seem to have some engagement with you. They definitely have engagement with physical objects that are in this space. They seem to be sipping tea, and you can see the tea kind of moving into their spectral forms and then disappearing. You can see like them moving about, trays and plates and forks and utensils. But
Is there food in these places?
yeah, there appears to be food. In fact, this place, more so than the other spaces, has a scent to it. There's like a richness, like a vibrant life to it when it comes to scent.
Hezrod's gonna go scavenging for noms.
And to kind of quickly go back a bit, the room with the lightning in it had a very ozone-y kind of like just smell to it, like
Smell.
very just And then the train station had a train station-y kind of smell, like the smell of
Like a musty
There's like a
machinery smell.
Yeah, machinery, smoky. There's a smokiness to it. Yeah, very much that. But this space, it's just pleasant. But I believe that Kel was talking about going and murdering this guy.
No.
About to be very unpleasant.
I mean, I guess he can do what he wants. He's his own man.
Yeah, if you make your
I
way...
guess you could say he's offended.
Oh, God. Don't reuse my jokes.
Oh, Finn did.
Oh
'cause
wait,
he's
shit! You did use that last
Yes,
time.
we
Because he's a
did.
merfolk. He's
Is Kel going straight into the train master, or is he staying back with a weapon ready?
muted.
Sorry. He's got the backpack spider. He's got his gun ready. He's marching towards Link here.
Okay.
Marching towards Kelder Alfwin. Okay. And
Sure.
real quick note, you weren't here for the image. I will go ahead and show it.
Dun, da, da, da.
That's what the individual looks like. You would recognize this individual as Kelder Alfwin. And the attire he's wearing is a conglomerate agent's attire, which he repurposed with a cloak of elven kind. And his sword is from what you recall, a potent relic. But you do not know the name of it or the story.
We hate the conglomerate, right?
I don't know, do you?
I don't know.
No, there's
Your
a
choice.
I know there's at least one of us who's probably a fan of the conglomerate. Come on, they're such cool guys. I know everybody in my Sunday game are huge fans of the conglomerate. In fact, they work for them. They all work for them.
Hashtag we hate them.
Okay,
They're
well,
I don't know what that is.
fine. You know,
They're
All right, he's just gonna walk up. Stay
Was
out
that
of
in
range.
character or out of character that you said that?
What? We hate the conglomerate?
Yeah.
They only
Out
try
of character for now.
Okay.
and work with basically
that's. I like note takers.
like the entire party's most hated family, I guess.
The Monterey.
the
yeah.
Montoulet.
They work closely with House Monsoulé, which we are not a fan of. And we've previously encountered them, and they were
But
not
do
only assholes.
but
bad,
do
nasty.
they though? Do they?
We don't
Yes,
actually know
they
for
do.
certain.
They 100% do.
All right.
100%.
I mean,
Oh,
some
he's
of us
taking
know
off
some
first.
things.
Because the point is that Kelder is a former conglomerate agent.
Once conglomerate, always conglomerate.
It's
It
news
really
to me.
does not work that way, buddy.
I mean,
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
Just because he died doesn't mean he left.
he never
That's
dies.
Oh,
the
you
flavor
didn't know
in,
that if you stuck around to fight the Lich.
Oh.
Hey, Chad, do you want to roleplay your character, sass talking Avrin?
Shade.
You can try it
Let's
from across the
go.
room.
No. I asked him if he wanted to play his old character, Kelder Alfwin.
Oh.
Sassing
Oh, sorry.
Avrin.
Man,
Okay.
get creative.
Sass him, sass him.
So,
sass
Kel,
him.
you've got your weapon drawn and you're moving up on Kelder. Avrin, you're coming around from the outside. Ruben is moving up to this gentleman. Is that right? The second you get with
completely not noticing either of the group approaching in any
Avrin,
capacity.
do you make a warning gesture towards the mage as he gets closer to?
Yeah, I tell him, be careful.
Do you-
There's an aura.
Well,
of
hold on.
madness
It's kind of
around.
as you're approaching. Ruben,
Okay.
you see that Avrin's kind of making a gesture to stop. Do you yield, or do you kind of continue onward in your endeavor? Nobody gets to help you here. It's your call. Do you step forward, or do you see Avrin kind of like hold his hand?
I approached.
Okay, make a wisdom
Okay.
saving throw.
Okay.
All right.
Good luck.
You don't get the bonus. I'm sorry.
Oh, buddy.
The paladin. bonus.
buddy.
That's good.
So the second you step up to him, you hear the sound of thousands of screaming souls enter into your ears. You are immediately deafened, and you are immediately frightened, and as your reaction, you're forced to move your speed as far away from him and cower.
Oh, jeez.
Wouldn't have got that close.
And
Okay.
you definitely realize after the fact, as you're kind of like moving away and kind of like frightened of him, which you will be for about a minute, that the reason why that happened must be related to his problem. Kelder kind of looks up for just a second to watch Ruben kind of step forward and then like bolt back. Fucking no! And doesn't seem to really care too much. You can see at this point, Avrin and Kelder's posture hasn't changed too much. He is still just kind of admiring his sword, but like in his lap and in his hands, but his eyes are actually focused on the mark or the schedule to the south.
All right. Train master,
He turns and looks at you in recognition.
we request your assistance.
I already told you to leave, coward.
We are trying to.
Where
we need
else?
to get to Heroes Palace.
I do not have any notifications that there are any invitations for anyone to make it to Heroes Palace. Not until the train arrives. And you are obviously not on it.
How can we persuade you to let us on that train? Or that canal?
I don't think there's anything that you could say, Avren Normac, that would persuade me.
Oh,
What are you saying, Kel?
Kel's gonna move 8 feet forward.
Okay.
Kind of like put his gun like right pointing at him and be like, you need to tell me. And then he'll like take one arm off and like point towards the
You watch as Kelder does this kind of lazy, just kind of like turn to look at you, and he says, "Please, go ahead."
Everyone's gonna put one hand up to Kel, like to gesture to hold.
And Kel,
And then he's gonna.
real quick, the look in his eyes, there's no fucking around. He wants you to put a bullet in his head. In that moment, more than anything, that elf, the train master, wants you to blow his fucking head off. Like, it's almost like a
I feel that.
begging look. Like a, go ahead. like,
Bet.
please.
He said bet.
He said,
He said that.
he said that.
like right here. Get
That'll get
Get a
that'll get
marker
all the
out.
pain out. That'll get all the pain out, please.
Do you?
Oh man, I want to like,
Shoot him in the
I want to
head.
like shoot. I want to like shoot past his head.
Oh god.
Like go by his like from right past his face.
Do you want to waste
intimidation.
a silver bullet though?
Yeah, I got plenty.
Oh, okay.
Are
Alright,
you-
fuck it. Yeah.
Are you shooting at him?
I'll shoot past him.
Okay. If you pull the trigger, you see an immediate wince in his eyes, not like a fear or terror, but due to the sound. And you see him kind of angrily kind of like tilt to the side as the bullet passes by him. He doesn't seem to take any kind of motion towards the actual bullet being shot at him. But in the moment after,
Or the sound.
he looks over at you and he says, "I told you to be quiet." And he draws the sword immediately, and in this flourish kind of stands up into a perfect blade singing stance,
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Don't know what that means.
staring angrily at
Okay.
Kel.
There we go.
And I do apologize. Yeah, we are rolling initiative.
Dang it.
He apologized in advance, people.
Oh goodness.
I just wanna know where my
Ruben's
brother's
hiding under some
talking.
hats in the haberdashery.
I will mention Kel very disappointed in Hezrod.
Ooh,
Get over here.
that means a lot.
Are you telling Hezrod to get over here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looked over. He's just like, okay, we're not doing this. All right,
Ooh,
I'm
the
doing
music. Ooh, Psycho Storm. Like it.
Yeah, Psycho
Hezrod
Storm.
was eating. He was getting snacks, man.
There we go. Shit just got real.
Appropriate.
Oh fuck!
Oh yeah, it's ready.
Oh boy!
Good boy, it's ready.
Oh man!
Yay.
All right, 25. He immediately bolts straight towards Kel. As he moves, you can see there's like two tracers that seem to follow after him as he bolts straight forward. The second he gets close to you, Kel, make a wisdom saving throw.
I should probably do my initiative first.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Oh,
Probably a good idea. And a wisdom saving throw.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Oh no.
F.
Frightened, deafened.
I have inspiration.
You want to spend it?
Yeah.
Okay, deafened. As he steps close to you, he is going to use his action to make 2 attacks against you.
Is anyone else listening to this banger?
So it is a banger. It slaps.
It's a banger.
Hell isn't because he's fucking deaf.
That's true.
All right, 22 to hit and 28 to hit.
I can't hear.
Doesn't play for
I think you know those hit.
Yeah, absolutely. So the first one will do 5 slashing, and the second one will do 9 slashing. Then it'll be a total of 26 necrotic damage from the 2 hits. As he moves, you can actually see souls appear, kind of connecting to the blade. They seem to be kind of pulling through his aura, and as he strikes you, they seem to kind of like lash into your wound and kind of peel back, and you can actually see the wound kind of necrotize from the strike.
They said 9 and 4.
9,
4,
and 5, and then
9 and
26.
5.
9, 5, 26.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yep,
that's a lot.
absolutely.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it for his initiative. He does not have legendary actions. He'll go to Estella. Muted.
Wait, am I muted? Can you
Mhm.
hear me?
No, we can
Oh,
hear
okay.
you now.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
She shows mad. We're gonna move forward, I guess.
I just got a message from Zero.
Who has done this to my boy?
My boy, my son. All right,
I will come get
guess
you
I'm
right now.
moving There,
Oh no, my boy!
my boy.
Father, help!
And that's it.
Okay. Avran.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I'm
Um,
gonna pull out my short bow. Sorry.
Oh,
That's
hell
it.
yeah. So first, we're gonna actually use our first channel divinity, like ever, in the campaign. And we're gonna use Sacred Weapon
Okay.
on War Fury.
The axe starts
You
to glow.
see... Oh yeah. Divine fucking Fury. And then he's gonna rage.
Bonus action and action.
And then he's gonna walk up.
Okay. You've
To
already
our
succeeded within the last 24 hours against the fear effect, so you
Oh,
are
nice.
no longer affected by it.
And I don't receive hatred, right? Because he's not undead.
Correct, he is not.
Okay.
But I will note this. When you do enter into the sphere around him, no matter what, you're deafened.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So Avran done. It goes to his second initiative on the initiative counter. You watch as he takes the sword after striking Kel, throw it up over his head. One of the tracers moves and catches the blade and then stabs into Kel. Twice.
Dang. That's pretty cool.
26
Not
and 23 both hit. So it'll be 7 and 7 slashing damage, and then a total of 25 necrotic. Are you unconscious?
Yeah.
Okay. It goes to your initiative. You are currently dying. You can make a death saving throw if you want at the start of your turn. Of course you'd like. You have to. You have no choice.
Oh man, Link over here looks like he was ready to just auto fail them.
I'm sorry, Tom. Not nearly enough people laughed at that joke.
Death saving throw is kind of in the middle there, John.
Yeah, you see me looking for it.
It should be, yep.
All right.
Give that a click see.
Or you could just roll a d20. That too.
Okay, so that is a success.
Nice.
So you have one success. You can click on the success marker. Kel done. Hezrod up.
Ah! No!
watching like hearing the gunshot and then watching Kel just get like filleted. He like throws his pastry on the ground and he kind of runs forward. So let's see how far away he is. He's about 100 feet, so he's going to move
60.
30 feet in that direction.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that's there. Maybe there. Oh, sorry, wrong button. Yeah, okay. And then from here, he kind of like, as he runs, he kind of like skids to a stop and he's like, yeah! And he just throws a couple spectral fish that kind of out towards the elf guy.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to do Eldritch Blast.
Okay. His armor class versus range attacks is 5 higher.
Okay. And how close am I to him now?
You'll see. I'll explain why that is after the attacks are finished.
Okay. So yeah, let's just start with, where is that? So many attacks. Sorry. Where is Eldritch Blast?
While he's figuring that out,
There it is. Okay. First one. That's a 26. That's going to do an extra 1d8 damage.
That will hit. Yeah.
It's going to be an extra 1d8 radiant. And then second
change.
attack. That's going to be a 23. I'm going to
23 will hit.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to take the crit. So let's see. This first one's going to be doing 3 plus 4, so that's 7 plus an extra 1d8 radiant. So that's 6 radiant for a total of 13 on the first attack.
Mm-hmm.
Second attack is going to be 10.
Okay. 23 total.
Right. Both attacks, I will burn an Embrace Oblivion for an extra 8 damage.
Okay.
And I'm going to choose. Let's do lightning on the first one and then fire on the second one.
He's immune to lightning.
Okay.
And he is resistant to fire.
Okay.
So it's actually a bit
So like the
less.
fish he throws at him are like, one of them's crackling with electricity and one of them's crackling with flame. And I'm not far enough away, or I'm not close enough to hit him with spiritual weapon. But can I cast spiritual weapon and have it just
Move?
be in his
Yeah.
area?
You can cast it and move it 30, I think.
What's the distance on it? Like 60 feet?
I mean, it says, I believe I can only move it after I cast it. So it's like,
No.
I can cast it within 60 feet.
When you cast a spell, you can make a melee attack. So yeah, no, you can't move it this turn. You're
Okay,
right.
so I'm gonna summon him like right there in that square.
Okay. Go ahead and pull your fish.
Wait. What shark is it?
Is
it baby shark?
It's
Mama
left shark.
I have the spell slots. I'm gonna upcast it to 4th level.
So that's mommy shark?
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that.
So
It's gonna be a bigger shark.
Quick descriptions. So as you focus in on him and fire your lasers, you see that as you're kind of focusing your malice on him, you can actually start to see the soul spinning around him. This swell of just hatred. And as those shots fire, you manage to still key them in on the target at hand. And then as you summon the spiritual weapon, it appears. It doesn't even look like the individual, this elf, gives a fuck. Like, he's hit by these shots, and it looks like they do wound him, but it doesn't look like there's any physical representation of concern for that. Like, it didn't even register. And your turn is done, right?
Yes.
So,
yeah, that's fucking brutal.
Oh,
Metal.
also, Avran, and, well, not Kel, Avran, as this fight's going on, the one appeared, all the 2 tracers kind of followed behind him. The second tracer appeared and finished Kel down, while the third tracer is kind of walking around you and moving back to sit down at this chair, like where he started.
Really? That's weird.
Soma.
Do I see one of the tracers disappear around the column
Yeah.
from where I'm at?
So these tracers are very similar to the humanoid figures that are walking around all ghost-like.
Okay. Well, the dude wanted to die, but I don't particularly think that I'm gonna have a good chance, so I'm gonna double dash towards the center column where the tracer is. I'll figure out exactly how I'm gonna get there if you want to keep going.
Okay, cool. So, Ruben, you are still frightened, so you cannot willingly move closer to him. You started your turn outside of the aura. You are no longer deafened.
Okay. I'll take that conditional.
Yep, you can not willingly move towards him, and it's a frightened that does not end. You don't have a chance to end it. It just lasts for a minute.
Okay. I believe we should probably remove ourselves from the situation. I don't see a good outcome to this fight. He can't really help. Kel is down, correct?
Kel is down, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very down.
And you're right there, correct?
Sure am.
Yeah, I can't move toward you.
I don't blame you.
Well, let's see here.
You probably shouldn't.
Very down.
Oh, you can't, actually.
No, I physically can't. I'm gonna. I'll cast Mind Spike at the.
Okay. He'll use his reaction and counter your spell.
Okay.
Mind Spike is second level, correct?
Mind Spike is second, yes.
Yeah. I should have asked, just so we have it. When I say I cast a spell, I'll leave it open, kind of for you to decide whether you want to react.
Mm-hmm.
This is your first night. I don't mean to say that he wasn't going to try and counter whatever you cast. You were within 60 feet. If Hezrod was within that 60-foot boundary, you would have been countered. But he wasn't, so he wasn't. But, anywho.
Is that screaming cat the screams that people hear when they get close?
No, it's a screaming cat that wants to print things. He really likes the printer. I don't
Let him print.
Let the boy print.
Why won't you let your children explore their interests, Jonathan?
Yeah.
And
I guess you could call them paw prints.
to make it even more annoyingly dismissive, he literally just flicks his finger like it's just an annoyance that you cast a spell near him. Like, he doesn't seem to care. Immediately after you kind of move away from him and cast your spell, you watch as he vanishes and is now sitting where the echo was, sitting on the bench. And he just annoyedly, without even taking an action this turn, just says, "Please be quiet." And then on his next initiative, he just continues looking at the board. Like, he re-engages with the activities he was doing before Kel shot a gun at him. Estella.
Engage in something else.
I will keep the combat music going. So if you want to keep shooting at him and killing him, you can. But he definitely seems to be bored.
Can I... Let's see. I don't think I can get there yet.
No.
No. I can get right there. I'm gonna try and throw the lifesaver dagger at Kel.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll.
Right, I forgot she has that.
28.
Was it a crit?
Almost.
No.
Somebody want to spend inspiration to make it a crit?
I'm going to spend my inspiration to let her get.
Kel has 1 hit point.
Yay!
Nice.
You just gotta get up and shoot him again.
Yeah, have you ever seen
You know,
Pulp Fiction?
that's not
Yeah,
my.
it's literally-
I
it's
mean,
literally
it's kind
like
of my
the-
problem, but
Estella done.
yeah, we're
Okay.
done.
So lifesaver dagger remains in Kel. Avran, you are up.
Everyone's gonna walk here,
Fuck.
right on him, and he's gonna reckless attack
Oh,
with
God.
War Fury.
No,
Guys.
Avran.
That is a nat 20,
Oh no.
Okay. All right.
Okay,
and we're gonna
I mean-
divine smite.
cool.
On the one hand, I'm proud of you, but on
I
the other
mean,
hand,
all right.
Think
All right.
second level.
Here we go.
Go.
It's a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I can't be
Math.
mad about it.
Math.
24
That's the
plus
radiant.
18. He doesn't give a fuck.
Okay.
Why did Kelder's initiative change to 15?
It didn't. He
Kelder has 3
He has
initiatives.
traits.
He's got
Yeah.
a bunch of
Yeah.
yeah.
Tracers, trace.
That's wild.
He's disgusting.
Okay, so you stand over him and you attack him heavily. You watch as your blade cleaves into flesh. You watch his blood rushes out from the strike, and he kind of looks up at you, like just pleadingly almost. Your second attack?
Second attack, reckless, 24. I don't know why it says -5 because of the sacred weapon. It's supposed to be just natural
Mm-hmm.
or just normal, but I guess it's 24. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
you attacked with the -5, right, for the bonus damage?
Yeah.
So it's 19.
No, it's 24 because sacred weapon gives me +5, but it adds
Oh.
directly to the number. That's why.
They cancel each other out.
Yeah.
Oh.
Got you.
Yeah, it's +5 because of my charisma. It's charisma based, or it's charisma bonus to attack.
Can you click Sacred Weapon for me real quick? The speech bubble?
I got you. Hold on.
I mean, not that I don't trust you. I'm just checking.
No. Fuck, where is it? Okay.
Cool.
It's a whole wall. I'm sorry. It's the top one.
Yep. Cool. Great. Yeah, that hits. Go ahead and give me the damage.
And then we're going to do another second level Divine Smite.
Oh yeah, definitely. So as you kind of like pull the blade out and then bring it straight back down into him, you cleave into him hard enough to kind of cause his neck to split open and his head to kind of loll off to the side, and his body just lays there twisted and mangled.
Everyone's just going to say, get up.
Are you done with your turn?
Yeah.
Okay.
Damn.
You then watch as all of the souls that have been yelling in your ears manifest, and you watch as one's face twists to become an echo of Kelder. It then moves and sits in the same space as Kelder was in before he was heinously hacked and slashed up, and his body reforms immediately. And he looks up into your eyes and he says, I knew you weren't going to be the one. And then rushes you from a sitting position, lancing you with that blade.
Killed one. I'm proud of myself.
All right. So 27 and 25 to hit.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry. You attacked recklessly.
Yeah.
Crit and a 25.
Actually, it's normal
'cause you
because
have-
the thingy.
Adamantine armor.
No.
No, the cloak of displacement.
Yeah.
Oh, got you. Got you.
I'm gonna use a reaction to cast Silvery Barbs.
Well, no. He's already got disadvantage because of the cloak of displacement. So silver
Okay,
barbs
fair.
Yeah.
would just
Cool.
yeah.
Yep, we're good. Thank you.
Mhm. Great spell though.
True.
But yeah, just to keep in mind, Avran's wearing cloak of shenanigans.
Aaron doesn't
So
get any silvery
Cloak of
barbs. He's got his own barbs.
the 25 was the lower of
He has
the
a barbarian.
the two on the second attack. Or no, sorry, was the greater of the two on the second attack. So it's actually a 21. Does that still hit?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So then just regular good old times damage. 8 slashing and 10 slashing.
Okay.
And then
reduced to half.
18 necrotic for both.
Hold on. What would you have? 4. And then.
So that's 36 necrotic total.
Mm-hmm.
Minus 5. And then how much necrotic?
So 18 and 18. So 36.
Gotcha.
Okay. Then he will use his bonus action. You can make a opposed acrobatic or athletics check, your choice.
Okay. Yeah.
Cool.
26.
You have advantage because you're raging. Correct. Okay.
Yeah.
So then he tries to push you back and you do not get pushed.
All right.
Cool.
Nice.
Kelly, you're up.
John, could you do me a quick favor and upscale my shark? Or if you have a different shark available.
That shark's fine.
Okay.
I promise it won't matter.
Baby shark. Do.
No, it's mommy shark.
Oh, yeah.
Kel,
Mommy shark.
you woke up before what just happened. So you watched as Avran tore apart his physical form. You then watched as one of the thousands of souls became that physical body and then angrily got up as if in full strength and started lancing into Avran.
Hurt.
Kel will kind of like look up and then like kind of like jump, kind of like not jump, but like move backwards, but still on the ground. You'll just say
Fish flop
Avran
backwards?
stop. Avran stop. He flops backwards. And he'll try to just crawl backwards as fast as possible.
Okay.
Be like, Avran, cut it out. Avran, cut it out.
Hezra.
I don't care what beef you got.
He can't hear you.
Oh, he's deaf.
Yeah.
Well,
He probably
good luck.
sees you
shit,
crawling.
This is epic. Knowing that he is like basically the party's main healer as well as Chief Exploder. So I guess you could also call him Chief of Medicine.
I love it.
True.
Okay, you're
He's
65.
exploding
So I
with
can't
healing
even
powers.
reach you if I was dashing. Can I like dash but also like hit the ground and slide
For what?
towards Kel?
Oh, you just wanting to get closer, or?
Yeah, I want to try to add a little bit more distance onto my movement by sliding across the floor.
I mean, it's kind of slick, and I like the idea. I'll allow you to do it if you make an acrobatics check. I've set the DC in my head.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
It
just
is whatever you
moving-
roll +1.
You said it was acrobatics?
Yeah.
Okay.
So whatever you roll plus one. No, it's actually I have it. It's in my head.
It's
not.
11.
It's not that. It was 15. But yeah. So you do not get any further. You're kind of a heavier fish lad. So when you kind of try to power slide, you just kind of you kind of stop. So you will technically be prone at the end of the movement, but it'll still just be the normal dashing movement.
Yeah, you see what he's trying to do, but yeah, he just like belly flops onto the floor. And he's
Oh,
like, ah! And he's like
Need
reaching
more
for
water.
Kel.
Yeah, I would say yeah, belly's fine. If that's the words you used. I was going to say knees, but you said belly, so we're good. The full on prone. All right, and then that was your action and your movement. You still have a bonus action if you want to throw it.
He kind of looks over to see this like epic battle between Avran and Kelder, and he's like, ah! And he goes like this, and the shark kind of rushes in there and tries to attack Kelder.
Sure.
Let's see here.
No.
All right. Oh wait, nope, that was I cast that at 4th level.
Oh, okay. Great number.
Okay, so that is a 9.
A miss.
Like a 1 on the dice. Does anybody have inspiration? I can take that 24, although it doesn't really matter.
I don't have.
Sorry.
I rolled
don't have it in this
absolute shit.
one. I'm
I rolled absolute
sorry,
shit.
and I took
Damn
your
it.
last one.
I happen to
So
have
my
got
higher
some
level cast-
inspiration.
Do you
You
want
see
to?
that?
Do you want to use your inspiration for what? 7, 8, 10
No.
damage?
Yeah, no, my higher level casting damage is all wrong.
Doesn't
It
matter.
says
You
it's
missed.
0.49.
You figure that out. It missed.
Okay.
Unless someone wants to waste their inspiration for it.
No, it's not worth it.
Soma. Again,
I
I do want to stress. I want to make sure that this has been pointed out since you saw it with your own eyes. Avran literally cut the man in half, had his head dead to rights off of his body, and in the split second after that happened, one of the thousands of souls that seemed to be following him around fused a new body in a matter of seconds. Didn't skip a beat.
Killed someone.
Hezrod, well, I don't think Hezrod saw that because that big pillar was in the way.
All right. Well, then, yeah, he's still going for it. I mean, Hezrod didn't change his pace, but yeah.
Yeah, Hezrod's goal right now is to reach Kel and patch him up.
Okay.
Come on.
Doma will. I assume, Chad, was that all your?
Yeah, that's it for me.
Alright.
I'm trying to fix whatever's going on here.
Soma will move around the column and not yell, but state very clearly he attacks when attacked. We can talk. Just
He can't hear you. He's deafened. So we'll move on.
That's more to the other people.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
I already assume Avron's going to be dead or downed here in the next, I don't know, 6 seconds.
Ruben.
True.
Would I be able to maybe use so I'm thinking trying to use some form of sign language with Mage Hand to try and it's 30 feet.
If you, as a company, have already formed kind of a conversation, a camaraderie to understand these kind of signals and gestures, I would say certainly. But since you literally just met them in character,
it would just be kind of like an urgent, like,
there would just
hand.
There'd be another ghost hand floating around this thing. Yeah, it wouldn't. It would probably not be noticed from the materia.
It just
around
comes
it.
up and it's just like
I'm trying to like.
But you did
basically.
You did hear Soma. You did hear Soma say, kind of like, just back down.
But Soma was trying to talk to Avran, right?
No, he was talking to the group.
General statement.
Yeah, he was telling everyone.
I see.
Stop!
Yeah.
Stop. Yeah, I don't have a yoink spell, so I can't like get Avran out of there.
It is your first session. Just Avron dies a lot. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's
okay.
Totally normal course of business.
All right. Well,
it's gonna be like the 23rd time.
Were there hats in the haberdashery that I was hiding behind? Was there actually hats?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I have one. I'm still clutching one in fear, and I kind of.
It's your comfort hat now.
Yeah. And I kind of moved to kind of get out of the line of sight of this
of him.
Of him, because I don't want to see him. He's creepy.
Obviously,
he's scaring me.
All of the history tales were true. This is exactly what you expected in your worst fears, and sure enough, here it is.
Yeah, I approached him genially just to see if I could glean any of his knowledge, and he instantly was about an abomination. So yeah,
someone shot him. Well, shot at him.
Yeah.
So
that dastardly Fiona, she just can't stop doing crimes.
All right.
To elaborate on Tom's point about Avran,
I'll cast Mage Armor.
Okay.
Someone cast Disguise on Kel, he's just Fiona.
What was that, Chad?
I was just going to say, to elaborate on the point Tom was making, Avran technically started the campaign dead.
Dead, yeah.
Cool. So you see the look in Kelder's eyes kind of snap from like just calm, like this is when he got up and started stabbing Avran, to furious. As he kind of like pushes at you, but you don't push away, he angrily kind of looks at you, spins the blade behind him, kind of pointing it up behind his back, and then begins to kind of move in this kind of almost like strange trance-like movement. You then watch as the echoes and all of the souls around him start kind of moving in the same dance. Ruben, you recognize him performing a blade dance. So he is a blade singer who is now entering into his blade singing state. As a bonus action, his AC just skyrocketed. As his action during this initiative, he'll cast Dispel Magic and get rid of the spiritual weapon.
That's toxic.
Then, during this initiative, he will perform another action to cast a spell, and you watch him cast Tensor's Transformation. As you watch, his sword starts glowing bright green. His hand starts kind of swelling with like veins and muscles, and his whole body just appears to kind of like rise up to the stature of Avran. And he looks down at you, kind of floating off of the ground a bit, and says, "It would be okay if you ran."
Nothing personal, kid.
Estella.
Yeah.
Actually, no. That's like, this is deeply personal.
Incredibly.
You said he dispelled the spiritual weapon?
He did.
Like, no, not even a contested roll or anything?
You cast it at what level?
I imagine it was probably higher than. Yeah.
You can't imagine. You can't imagine. You cast it, before.
No, yeah, sorry.
And you didn't.
I cast it at 4.
Okay, cool. So I will make a roll,
Okay.
and I will succeed.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, it was plus 6.
No,
And
you're
I
fine.
will succeed.
Plus 6 to the roll, and I rolled an 11.
That's fair.
Stella.
Okay, this
I
one's
hate-
tight.
It is. I just hate this.
Yeah.
I hate this kind of DMing. Like, it's just supposed to be a conversation.
You're good. Yeah, we're just backing up now
Okay.
because we're not. This is a dumb fight. I'm sorry. I'm gonna say it.
True.
Sorry.
First, no, no, no,
Okay.
no, no. You're good. You're good. I'm saying like Estella thinks it's a dumb fight.
I learned it was a dumb fight.
She got you up.
Which I do definitely. He would definitely appreciate.
Yeah.
He loves being alive. It's a good thing. It's a good thing.
Indeed. So, what are you doing, Estella?
I backed up, and that's it.
Okay. Cool. So his AC is plus 6. His speed's increased by
She can
10.
clearly see that she's not gonna win that fight.
Plus 6 to his concentration checks. Okay. Estella done. Avran up. Still
I'm
raging.
gonna do the same thing as before.
Cool.
I'm gonna hit him,
Gonna
or
try.
at least try to. Reckless.
Yeah. His current AC is 18 plus 6, 24.
Fuck.
All right. So the 24 hits.
Cool. As my reaction, I'll cast shield.
Oh, okay.
It's 29 AC now.
That's fair.
That stacks. Interesting.
Blade
What's
singing
that?
is kind of the cheatingest of defenses.
He is.
Well,
He's a cheater.
All right, it goes to his initiative. He now performs 2 attacks, as he did before, because Blade Singers are weird to cast tensors on, but still fun. And then he's going to
Mhm.
smack you twice. Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
and Kill's gonna be real upset if he got Avran killed.
Oops.
All right, so
Oh, it's definitely not your fault, buddy.
Do
Yeah. Oh no.
13 slashing damage,
it. Mm-hmm.
and then 14 slashing damage.
Okay, hold on.
Okay. 27.
13.
Oh yeah, sorry. Apologies. You do have to have it. So
6 or 7.
it's lowered. So it's always low.
Okay. Hold on.
Right
And then
now.
you said 14 on
The second, so
on the
7.
next one. Okay.
Then it'll be 27 necrotic from the first damage roll.
Oh yeah.
Then it'll be 20 necrotic damage from the second damage roll.
Okay.
Then it's 12 force damage from the first one,
Okay.
and 19 force damage from the second one. Because he has
I gotta do
2d12
math.
force damage for each. I can do it for you if you want.
Okay.
So having for it would be 6 plus 27 plus 12, 45 damage for the first attack, and then 7 plus 20 plus 8 or 19, 46 damage for the second attack. So a total of 91 damage.
Ooh, everyone's dead.
Cool.
He's dead. Okay.
Oh, why?
Because he did more than my HP total.
No. Negative.
it's
Negative.
twice.
I need to do negative your HP total.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically,
Were you
you'd
at
have to
0?
make Twice.
What's your
I was
HP total?
I was at 75 and I was at 30.
Yeah, you're dead.
Oh.
Wait. You're 75 is your max? No, you're not dead. If you were at 30,
no.
I would have to do
Oh, okay.
105 to kill you outright. I only did 91 or 92.
Pretty close.
91
Pretty
even.
Okay.
Whew!
Yeah, very close. So he smashes the first blade. You watch it kind of burst with energy and kind of cleaves into Avran, catching him like wide-eyed. And then as he brings the second stroke up, cuts him straight across the chest again, forming this kind of crisscross pattern, almost like a lattice, straight across his chest. And you can actually see the echoes kind of moving in the same gesture. And as that's all happening, as his bonus action, he's just going to lean forward as Avran's falling back and kick him. And you watch as Avran hits the ground and slides away. And there's there's that neat kind of sound that happens in all of the movies. All right, cool. Cal, you're you watch as he beats the shit out of your friend. God damn it! It's a downward spiral from here. I can't help it because half the party's gonna be like, no anger, don't show emotion, but the other half is Hezron and Cal.
Yeah, right.
I mean, you did hear Soma say he only reacts, so if we...
Muted, Chad. Muted, Chad. Can't hear whatever you're saying. It's cool, I'm sure, but we couldn't hear it.
I was just saying, Hezron is like laid out on the ground, reaching out towards you,
Okay.
Oh,
like Rose at the end of Titanic.
he's like, Cal, no.
Sorry, probably a bad example.
You're just gonna let him go?
I guess I'll shuffle towards Hezrod and I'll try to heal myself.
Okay.
That's about it. And I'm just gonna look over it.
Hezron,
Avran shock.
you can see Avran. It definitely looks like Kelder is still kind of in an attack posture. Like he hasn't shifted back to calm, complacent.
I killed him first.
So Hezron, what would you like to do?
Make a stupid pun.
Do it.
I already did.
There.
So yeah, Hezrod's like, oh, okay, and he stands up, half his movement, and then he kind of pats Kel on the shoulders. He says, Kel, are you okay? And then as he does so, he's gonna cast Cure Wounds at to second level. So that is going to be 13 hit points. So Kel regains 13 hit points, and he says, There. Is that better?
Better than it was, I'll tell you that.
Good.
But,
I will heal you more. Just wait right here.
And then he looks around and he says,
Wait, where's my shark? Oh God, Avran!
So, and yeah, he's just pointing at Avran. Like Kel's just pointing at Avran.
Well, wait right here.
and then he's going to use his other 15 feet of movement to, I guess, move over there.
And Kel's say, I ain't moving anywhere.
I guess that'll be it for him.
Soma, as you're kind of looking at this fight kind of continuing, you can see that Kelder's kind of mouthing something to himself over and over again, like a mantra. And as you kind of look in, you can't hear the screams of the ghosts because you're not in the aura, but you can hear what Kelder's saying. You were supposed to run. You were supposed to run. You were supposed to run. It's over and over again. It's your turn, Soma. Sorry.
Where is he looking right now?
At Avran's body.
All right. Soma will kind of move down towards the board some and try to gesture.
Oh, I just saw the time. Continue. Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. Soma's going to gesture non-threateningly and then gesture up at the board, trying to get Kelder's attention without, loud noises or threatening him.
Okay. Ruben. Still hiding behind the hat?
No, he's put the hat on now.
Amazing.
And he feels a little bit more confident, but is still obviously frightened because it's been less than a minute still, I assume.
Yeah, there's still about 5.
I'm not sure how many rounds happened before we got into combat.
Yeah, it's about
probably 1.
5 more turns and we're good.
Okay, yeah. So at this point, he's kind of looking around to see if there's any way he can distract and or make Keldir want to do something else other than beat on these.
Looking at it from your side of the perspective, you don't see Soma engaging as he is. So as you're kind of looking around, you can make a perception check, but the DC is pretty high for kind of what Tom's already figured out.
Yeah.
And you're also really focused on this fucking hat. It's so badass.
I've actually put it on a little too much, so it's like,
oh, I love it. So immediately as you kind of like gesture in that way, Soma, you see him kind of look to the side, look down to Avran, tilt his head to the side, and as he does so, you hear kind of in the distance, but also in the space that you're in, this strange sound. And then the sound of a train whistle. And that is where we'll end the session for tonight. Thanks for watching those that did, and we will see you next week, where hopefully the aftermath of what has happened here will resolve cleanly, nicely, and smoothly. It probably will.
Someone grab the mop so we can pick up Avran.
Thank you for watching. Ciao.
Oh my